Good morning, traders. What's going on, guys? Are you guys ready for another active trading day? It looks like we got a stock that went bonkers yesterday. MLGO. I was trading it at $7 for the 7 break. I traded it from 6 to 7. It went all the way up in the pre-market, almost to 16, and yesterday going past 16 in the after hours. I think we got all the way up there towards what, 1580s, almost. I got to take out that 16, man. That was a crazy stock yesterday. We're talking over 100% during the intraday. Get ready, team, because I'm looking at MLGO this morning. I'll tell you guys what happened this morning. Find out, hit the like, and let's get it started. It's trade to pull time. All right, traders, what's going on, guys? I'm looking around to see what I can find today, and what a day it was, man. I've been looking around to see what we can do, guys, and it's been a crazy one, guys. Stocks were moving all around here this morning. MLGO getting all the way up there towards, what, 1580s on that break. I did try to play this one a little bit here. Lost like what? Let's see here. Let's get the filled accounts here, filled orders, so you guys can see how I played this one this morning. I lost about 16 bucks, but set myself up there. It was starting to pop towards 14. Could have maybe taken, $75 or something like that, close to that. But hey, I tried to take a little bit of a swing this morning, lost about 16 bucks. So nothing there that really matters. Now it's kind of looking at what I can do with it today. Of course, this is going to be the top penny stock play of the day. So I wanted to start off with this one. Smash the like if you guys enjoy me going to it. Let's go ahead. Let's do what we do every morning, which is the playbook, right? What's the playbook this morning? Let's talk a little bit about what I'm seeing here. First up is an outlook on a short side of things, guys. I'm thinking about maybe potentially Mara and Clean Spark on the short side of things. This is something to think about, right? These stocks have pulled back, and they have definitely tried to gain a lot of momentum. I'm actually going to erase all this, right? Just to kind of take a new perspective on it, right? You can see how this stock has been going in this kind of sideways consolidation period, trying to accumulate enough to make the next run, maybe potentially to 30. But the big thing here now is with Bitcoin starting to crack down, right, and not looking as positive, this could actually be where you start to see the Mara chart give up the recent run, or maybe the Clean Spark give up that recent run here towards 2065. As much as I like Clean Spark, I feel like with Bitcoin kind of struggling along, these stocks could take a pullback right back down. So even though this is a bullish chart, I'm thinking about potentially shorting if we continue, especially to see Bitcoin get hit further and further. So I'll be watching to see what happens out the gates, but I think Mara could make a move back down to 15. I think Clean Spark can make a move back down to 15 also. So we're going to see what happens with these. Was this just a blow off top trying to break out and a fake out to the upside? Only one way to find out, team. This morning, we're going to be looking at to see what happens with Carnival Cruise Lines. I'm looking to see what happens with their earnings. Let's take a look here. The call is scheduled at 10 a.m. That's one thing that I always note with Carnival, and they love to come out at 9 a.m. right on the dot, guys. So be careful out there, traders. If you start to see Carnival Cruise Lines making a quick move, well, don't forget their earnings are coming out this morning. Keep an alert out for it. And one thing that I'll know is that I'm looking at a potential long in NCLH, right? I could take a swing trade on this already. But what I'm going to do is towards 9 a.m., we're going to be looking towards when CCL comes out. If I get a good reaction, I might take a long on NCLH, trying to jump on that momentum, Why? Because the daily chart shows me here that you could had some consolidation and some buying down here towards the 16s and 17s. I'm looking for if we make an attempt run back up towards these highs up here, where we make a run maybe towards 21 and 23 off of this report. This could start it going towards that direction, maybe get it back here towards 18s, and then really open the door for a run to 20. So this is one of my top plays today. Of course, the earnings will be coming out on Carnival Cruise. Smash the like out there, guys. Let's go to the last playbook play of today, Carvana, as we've been talking about this for multiple times already. But today, definitely, and yesterday, we finally got that break above the trend line. We've drawn this trend line and actually created it on the 18th of June, right? It's the 25th. This is very important that I show you guys dates so that you guys understand that we've been looking at these plays. Now it's always going to be up to you guys to make your own calls and your own shots. But this is a play that we've talked about right here on Trade the Pool multiple times. Carvana now starting to get that lift through 119. This looks like a cup and handle look now because of this, right? And you could think about it as a different pattern if you wanted to. But to me, this looks like a huge cup. And then now we're getting kind of like this handle pattern. And one thing that I noticed is that it did this same move and similar move right around here, where it kind of did this pullback, then started coming back, and then did a gap up. So we'll see if we can get back above the 124.50s. That's right around here where I'd definitely be paying attention to. So 124.50s, I'll go ahead and I'll set a line there. Once we start going through there, that's when we start to break through these highs and could start pushing to the next level. Next layer could be a move there towards 148, maybe 150. So Carvana on play to the upside. Even though I was very negative on Carvana, it is starting to work its way back, and we'll see if it can make that run through the 124s. Catching up with the chat. What's going on out there? It's good to see you, Shane. Gonzalo, what's going on out there? Camera is a bit out of focus. I know. This morning I was trying to fix it, guys, and it's a good camera, good lens. I don't know what it is. I know I was taking some pictures with it yesterday. Just like out there in the kind of nature and taking some pictures. I think my lens might have got a little dirty. I'll try to fix it in a little bit, guys. I have some wipes around here. I didn't want to halt the show up a little bit more, but yeah, man, usually my camera is pretty crispy too. So we'll see if I can get it just turned on, turned off in a second here, and I'll try to fix it up for us. All right, let's keep going. Trader Pratt in the house. Oh my God, Trader Pratt. I've been focused on I had a work meeting this morning, and I was trying to get my man Trader Pratt on. So let me go ahead and send him that. Let me get him on right now, see if he's available here to jump on with me. I wanted to bring on a different trader for you guys, like always, guys. I always appreciate you guys learning from me, but there's so much action in the market today. So let me see if he can join us. He wants to get ready. 9 to 9:15 is when we're going to get him on. So stay tuned, guys. Trader Pratt going to come join us. And I love checking out his streams at nighttime. He puts out this really great stream around 8:30, guys. Check that out, man. If you're not watching that, I definitely don't know what you're doing at night. I know I get to the point where I kind of have to look at trading at night because you know how it is, guys. I'm kind of busy during the day with my kids, and then it gets to a point where, things die down and I want to get ready for the next day. And there's no better stream than hopping on with my man, Trader Pratt. So definitely smash the like, guys. We'll try to get him on in a little bit here. Bullseye, what's up out there? Sent wire to the new broker. Hey, no worries. This is a great day to kind of sit back, relax, enjoy the show, my friend. Because sometimes, it's really good not to trade. So many traders cannot watch a full day of trading and not trade. So maybe that's a test for you today. We'll find out. All right, let's keep going, team. We'll see what else is out there. Shane, smash the like, guys. Very choppy price action on it. What are you looking at? MLGO smashed it. Hey, way to get after it, man. Nev Top, good morning. How we doing out there? What is your top stock? We'll take a look at that. Let's get to the Sunrise Report, guys. Sunrise Report, you guys can get it every single morning on our Twitter. If you're not following our Twitter, definitely you're missing out, guys, because I'm putting these out every single morning. I want you guys to check it out. I want you guys to see the playbook. I want you guys to see the Sunrise Report so that you guys can get ready for the market open. But definitely want to give a little bit of a shout out to, of course, the Panthers for taking the win last night. So shout out to the Panthers as they went and took the Stanley Cup last night. So yes, all the rats out there, shout out to you guys. Keep it going. Florida Panthers in the house. I actually grew up in South Florida, so that's why I'm a big South Florida fan, guys. Miami Heat fan. Anything to do with South Florida, got to keep it going. All right, let's take a look at what else is going out there. Panthers deserved it. Yeah, it was a battle. That it was. All right, let's get to the Sunrise Report, guys. Definitely check it out on our Twitter. If you're not following our Twitter, give us a nice little follow at Trade the Pool. Or you guys can check me out, right, at MoneyMitch_TTP. For Trade the Pool. Let's take a look in the Sunrise Report. We got first Fed talk that's going to be out there, right? We're starting the earnings season. So that's the main focus of today, right? Is starting to look at these earnings stocks. CCL, I've already mentioned, but FDX is going to come in, FedEx in the evening. So this is going to be after hours. And a lot of times you'll get a run into earnings, right? It doesn't a lot of times give you that run after earnings, but sometimes run into earnings. And this is exactly what FedEx has started to do, has bottomed out here, made an attempt to break through the low, now reversing back to the upside, back towards the 250s, and we'll see what happens with the earnings. This is a good stock to kind of measure the economy. If we start to get a push towards, let's say, 270, 280s, this is going to make a lot of stocks kind of start looking a lot better for the earnings season. So we'll see what happens with this, with FedEx. That's going to be tonight. But the disaster stock of the day, you've talked about it in the chat, guys. It's Solar Edge. And man, what a disaster stock this has been. This was all the way up there to 330s, all the way up there towards closer towards 400, now back down to 26. And the bad news continues in Solar Edge as it's tanking off of announcing a $300 million convertible note offering. So definitely seeing that take a big hit this morning. Not something that I'm going to be probably trading today. You guys can maybe continue to hit this down. It doesn't look too bad for a fade. You just kind of have to like fade the popping action. We'll see what happens on that one. It's not my favorite trade right now, but taking a look at it. First Solar is another one that I'll be taking a look, though, with that breakdown in Solar Edge. Do we get a breakdown in First Solar? Remember, First Solar made this huge move to 300, now has been pulling back and kind of going sideways. We'll see if it cracks down, but just something to kind of keep an eye out. I always look at industries, and Solar itself did make a little bit of a run, but has lately, since pretty much last week, Wednesday, pretty much now for about 2 weeks now, on the downside action of things. We'll see what happens there in Solar. Definitely smash the like out there, guys. Let's keep it going with the Sunrise Report. Let's go to Novovo. And so right here, this is a really interesting stock, guys, because this is a clear example that winners continue to win. NVO, look at this continuing to win here. Now up there towards 144, got an approval from China as, of course, the weight loss drugs are starting to hit China and getting approvals there. So this is another thing to kind of keep an eye out for Lilly and other players, right? Will they get mentions here? And that continue to go. So winners being winners, I'd keep an eye on Lilly to continue making a move on this. Novartis is definitely going to be another one to kind of take a look at, right? We'll see how these kind of continue to make a move, but not bad stocks to kind of all watch. Pfizer has lately finally started to turn things a little bit around. I'll keep a watch on that. Moderna is one that's definitely been trying to prop here and starting to work its way back through the 140s. And then, of course, NVAX is another one that I'd keep a watch because it's just going sideways, sleepy. We'll see if these kind of healthcare stocks get the next lift. XLV, you guys can see how this is kind of just starting to make that next little push here after the recent quick downturn. Now starting to try to approach these highs. We'll see if it really kind of breaks through. You can see here how you're really trying to get that next motion through and going up towards the 150. Healthcare is not a bad area to be, and it's definitely has been just continuing to have winners. So I'll keep looking at these and seeing if we can continue the next step up. Yeah, my camera is out of focus. Tiny T, thank you in the chat. I think I'm going to have to definitely fix it, guys, but something's wrong with it. I think it just got dirty, the lens. I put the cover on it. Sometimes the cover itself is dirty and it messes it up, but I'll fix that in a little bit, guys. And ENVX, I actually have the news for that. Let's take a look at that in just a second here. I'll go ahead and I'll take a look at that and I'll bring it up. Airbus had some news this morning, but I don't want to talk about Airbus. I want to talk about Boeing because of the Starliner, right? So the Starliner is having some issues out there in the International Space Station, and Boeing's had so many issues that this gets me to concern that we might just come right back down towards those 128s, 150s. And if their space program is going to have some issues, their airlines are going to have some issues, man, this company just has safety concerns written all over it. And there's a lot of talk on the New York Post right now. You guys can read it. What are they doing? They're bashing Boeing because they knew about these leaks before they let the rocket go up. So that's going to cause major concerns. Why make that decision? Well, NASA was a part of that decision, but they're not getting the backfire. Right now, it's all on Boeing. All right, so we'll see if Boeing can keep coming down on that. And then Microsoft is in hot water with the EU for alleged antitrust violations for bundling team and office products. I'm sure you guys have seen it, having probably a Windows computer. I have it right here in the corner. Like, they're almost pushing their AI on me. Like, I could hit it in just a second. I can pull up Copilot and just have AI available to me. I didn't even ask for it, but it's in the bottom right of my PC really quickly. So that just shows me there, guys. Yes, they are trying to push it to that next level. And let's get after it. Trade the Pool is right. Top notch. What's up out there, man? All right, let's see what else is out there. Let's go to Pool. Trade Pool, right? Let's go take a look at Pool. Trade the Pool. Haha. All right, but this is when you like pull the plug on the Pool, right? This was getting hit hard, man, down to 300. And there's Leslie's Pool Supplies, which trades similar to this, but this is really getting wrecked this morning after it cuts the full year EPS guidance, lowering their citing lower than expected sales. So Pool taking a big beating this morning, down to the 300s. Did get a little bit of a pop there to 313s. This is one that's probably, I would look for some sideways action maybe today and the next couple of days, looking for a continued breakdown. So it could kind of battle between this 313 and this 290s a couple of times before we really get that next motion. I would be looking for kind of that consolidation day and then a further breakdown, but we'll see what happens on this one. GPS also getting a nice little lift on an upgrade to buy with TD Cohen with a price bump to 30s. Of course, this one has had a gap that we've talked about right underneath it. What will happen to this one? Will it fill the gap underneath or will it keep running, right? The gap's right here. This looks very similar, kind of like the Carvana, right? Was on its own little thing and then finally started to get going. Now with the upgrade at the right time, off the support of that 25, this is getting going today. So I'd put it on the radar today. We'll see what happens on this. If I can get hourly pullbacks, like let's say 25.40s, that makes sense for me on the pullback. We'll see what happens on this one. Gap, GPS. And with that being mentioned, of course, you guys know I have on the swing trade side of things. And let me go ahead and turn this over, kind of take a little bit of an approach here to show you guys that. I still have on XRT. Right? XRT, of course, the retail ETF. We'll see what happens on this. I'm looking for the nice run above 76 towards 78. I got in this at 75.37. We'll see if this one can really start making a move and we can get retail to take that next step up. You can see the daily right here, a breakdown through 75. Things don't look that great, but a move right back into the 78. Then you're approaching the trend line break, and then we can make a next step up to 80. We'll find out what happens there. Keeping your eyes on like stocks that have been high flying in retail, like Best Buy, like ANF, right? ANF, ooh, actually pulling back a little bit there. AEO, another one to kind of keep an eye on. Gap, we just talked about it. We'll see what happens on these. What's up with Dick's Sporting Goods? 231s, 232s, and looking like it wants to keep going. We'll see what happens on Dick's Sporting Goods. All right. Yeah, camera's out of focus. Everyone wants to tell me about my camera out of focus. No worries, guys. I hear you, man. Let me fix my camera right quick. Just give me a quick second here, guys. I'm going to put on a little bit of music right quick. Just restart my camera. I'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere, man. We got a lot more people. Cool, guys. Go ahead, just put my camera full screen. There you go. I'll set this up, guys. Give me 2 seconds. All right, traders, I believe I have it fixed. You guys tell me, am I crispy enough? What do you guys think? Am I crispy enough? Is it working? We good now, team? Let's get after it, team. Let's see what we got here. You guys know how it is, man. Always trying to fix things up here for you guys. Sorry about that. And you know it's gonna happen sometimes. Just a little bit of some camera issues. It's about to be 9 o'clock, guys. I'm about to bring on Trader Pratt in just a second here, and we're about to get Carnival Cruise Line to come out here. So I'm gonna be watching to see what happens. It's gonna move fast here. They love to report right after 9, so let's see what happens with that. But let's go ahead. Let's bring on one of my friends here that I watch all the time, guys. I want to bring on Trader Pratt so that you guys can meet him, meet his style. If you guys have any questions about his trading action, and we'll definitely throw up a link in the chat there. And he's looking good. I see that Mercedes-Benz. Let's bring my man on. What's going on, Trader Pratt? How we doing, man?
What's up, Money Mitch? It's been a while, brother. How you been?
Oh, it's great to see you, my friend. I check you out every night as I'm hanging out on the porch, right? I get a little bit of some time off towards the end of the day. You do a great late night stream. I got to thank you because the truth is, I enjoy watching you, my friend. So I wanted to bring you on to my stream. It's good to have you on today.
I appreciate it. I do have to start off by congratulating you on a successful, young, happy baby. You know, being a brand new father, it's all over again, right? It's your second kid?
Yeah, twins, man. Twins. First kids, but two.
First kids, but two. Oh, there you go, my brother.
Special.
Congratulations on healthy kids.
You know, I like to play my wrist of rewards. So I said, you know what? We'll go for 2-for-1 special, right? I mean, that's how we do it, Trader Pratt. Let's get after it, man. So it looks like you got that Formula One ready to get going here.
Yes,
what's going on in the markets, man? What are you seeing lately? I know that you have a tendency of checking out everything just like I do, right? From top to bottom, right? Because the truth is, we love to help traders out there learn so that they can see what's out in the market. What are you seeing right now? It seems like we're battling. We're continuing new highs. It's a euphoric market. Forget the Fed. The Fed is schmed. No one cares about them. They can go to sleep. Man, we don't need them right now, right? The truth is, I saw some Fed even mention this morning. It was hawkish vibes from Michelle Bowman saying that potentially interest rate hike. Oh, man, that would shake things up. I don't know about you, man, but that would definitely shake up the traders out there. Let's take a look at the action right now. I'll let you guys know when we get Carnival Cruise Line to come in here. But let me see. What do you got for me right now, man? What are you seeing in the markets? We can throw up your screen here. I'm going to put you up. What are you seeing?
Yeah, I mean, I just took a quick look at the FOMC tool over here. This is the maybe I'm not showing the right screen. Let me just fix that really quickly.
Yeah, no worries. You can flip the other one on there.
And I'll just present the right screen over here. I'll just do the entire screen to be safe. So this one over here, if you can go ahead and show that.
Let's do it.
So I'm looking at the probability calculations over here for the interest rates hike or cut. So far, they didn't change overnight, especially after Bowman's comments today. So that's good. And if it does get a chance for a hike, that's going to be scary, obviously, as Mitch just mentioned. As for today's stocks, though, yeah, CCL, I got a lot of semiconductor names on my board. That's been the most hot sector recently. We got NVIDIA reclaiming the post-split low around $117. I'm watching ARM around 150. If you look at ARM on the daily chart here, we got a little bit of a hold around 150 for multiple days. But now, just yesterday, we push into this 150. I think if we get under 150 and find a good amount of selling under there, buyers are not able to defend that price. I think we got a good swing moved around to 130, 125 over here, ARM. That's something I'm watching out for. So my focus today, Mitch, is basically the earnings names like CCL, couple movers from yesterday like DJT, Bitcoin sector, and then the semiconductor sector.
Always love it. Definitely got to stick with the good ones. And yeah, if you got the semiconductors, you ain't looking too bad this year, but we'll see what happens with the run. AMD is an interesting chart. That's one that I want to throw at you, Trader Prad, because I feel like there's a lot of traders trying to figure out this chart and just struggling. This is like the head scratcher right now. They're like, what's going on? Why doesn't AMD get going? What do you see on this chart?
Yeah, I mean, so if we kind of separate AMD chart in two little baskets, the first basket being how are they actually doing in the market of semiconductors compared to the leaders out there, which are Micron, NVIDIA, ARM, and everybody else. To be honest, like they're struggling. They don't really have that big AI capacity out there like NVIDIA does, but it's not like they can't get it. They're not like a small funded company who's going to struggle to go out there and compete with NVIDIA. They've competed with NVIDIA before. They've done it in video gaming components. They've actually beat NVIDIA and Intel in video gaming components at one point, and then they dialed back, obviously, because NVIDIA, with their super power, with their super money capabilities, just came in and washed out an AMD again. So if we kind of look at that side, AMD is ready to be grown again to the point where they can come back to their glory state. But if we look at the chart over here, the chart kind of reciprocates that mentality. And the reason why I say that is because I'm a big user of anchored VWAPs. And this is a thing from Brian Shannon. You can follow him at Alpha Trends on Twitter or on X, whatever it's called these days. Follow him on Alpha Trends. He talks about anchored VWAPs, especially from earnings points. And if you see, I have these blue anchored VWAPs from earnings points. Right now, the most recent earnings anchored VWAP, and not the second most recent, but the third most recent earnings anchored VWAP, both of them show up around 150 to 160, and we're seeing a lot of support being built in over here. So if we see the support keep on building, there's a famous saying, the stronger the base, the higher in. Let's hear it, Mitch, the higher in.
I want to hear the chat say it. The chat's going to come in here and say it. I'll let them drop that in. One thing that I will say, though, is this looks classic to me for a strategy that I hear often. It's called, and I got this from Gil Morales, but a lot of traders trade it, kind of an undercut and rally type of trade, where you undercut a support where every trader's looking at it, right? Which was just 160. This 160 area, they were like kind of looking at it. They were seeing the bunch up. It was there for what? A month. 1.1. Everyone's like, oh, today's the day it's going. Today's the day it's going. Today it's going. Today. Until this day, when it starts to break down through that 160. And then they're like, oh, man, I got to get out. I'm getting cut up. And then they cut out, and then what happens, right? 2 days after that, a lot of the times, just a similar strategy that I see even happen in Tesla. I saw it happen in Apple, right? They cut you out, and then they bring the stock way higher. Not just a little higher, way higher, so that you feel like you have to chase that day. And what happens that day on AMD, right? Well, the stock goes up there to 166. So you got a whole bunch of people. Yeah, exactly. You get a whole bunch of people to do what, Trader Pat? They just start... Oh, I missed it. I got cut out. Now I need to chase it. And then they're starting to buy 165, 166. And then they see it the next day. and it's back down below 160, 157. What does that usually cause? Oh, they cut out again.
Panic.
Like, exactly. So this is the perfect stock that I feel like can panic people out, and why I think that, you know, sometimes swing traders sometimes do a little bit better even than the day traders sometimes, because if you can just hang tight, hold to that low right there from the 18th on Tuesday, that 153, give yourself a little room there. This chart is kind of propping, and if you look on that day where we got that big boost to 166, big volume finally coming back into the stock. You got 90 million. Now you're kind of holding in here. MACD getting ready. This looks prime to me, man. This is a very similar move that I see in Tesla off of this recent spike. What do you think about the Tesla Dragon? Trader Brad, what is Elon doing to this company? He needs to bring it back.
I mean, like I'm a big Elon lover, so for me, he can't do no wrong. I'm a big Elon cult follower. But when it comes to the chart and the stock, I mean, yeah, in a way, it's good that he did win more control over Tesla. But honestly, he's a human. How much can you be distracted? You have SpaceX, you have Boring, you have this, you have that. So I could see his attention being drawn away from Tesla a little bit, and honestly, I'm okay with that because I want his attention more towards SpaceX, more towards XAI, and more towards other technological adventures that he's trying to achieve. Whereas I believe with Tesla, it's kind of done now, right? But then maybe that's not the opinion people want to hear. But at the end of the day, Tesla is still more than just a car company. We want to see what they do with robots. We want to see what other future advancements they want to help humans with. So Tesla over here right now, looking at the chart, it's clearly boxed in a tight little compression range. And that is almost the perfect little setup for me, because all I wait patiently is wait for the resolution of that compression. You either break out to the upside or you give me a breakdown to the downside. After you break out, show me a pullback and get bought up again. Or after a breakdown, show me a breakdown, a pullback, and a reject off that breakdown again, which is an actionable stop. So I call that an actionable stop. At that point, you can use that swing low or that swing high to give you an easy day trade, an easy swing trade with a clean risk to reward that Money Mitch was talking about not too long ago at the start of the stream at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, those throwback looks, man. There's nothing like them. I mean, some people call them pullbacks. Some people call them throwbacks. But I will give it to Paul in the chat, man. Look, my man was paying attention.
The higher the ceiling, I like it.
We like to put a test out there, you know. One of the things is I love to test my chat out there and see what they got. We're getting a question here from Bullseye. I think it's an interesting one, man. For you and I, we deal with so much trading action, right? How do you deal with negative people doubting you? This is a great one right here, man. This is a good question from Bullseye. And I deal with this all the time, team. One thing that I always tell myself, and I ask myself the question, right? Mitch, are you preparing enough for the market? And have you worked enough to have these skills in your tool belt so that you can be confident in your decision-making skills? These are the kind of questions that I think are very important for traders out there to be able to answer and to be able to look at themselves in the mirror and say, yes, I have put in that time. I have put in the research. I have waked up early enough. I did the research in the morning to get ready for the market day, whether it be the sunrise report, the playbook. These are the types of things that I think are very important. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, you hit it right on the nail. You got to have a routine. You got to have a routine that you can stick to. And in terms of negative people doubting you, I mean, you know, it's F the haters. Who cares about them? Let them talk behind your back. If they're not, if you're not doing something right, then they don't have anything to talk something about you. So if they're talking smack, they're doubting you. They're just probably worried that you're gonna make it. But aside all that mumbo jumbo aside, you know, worry about your trading career, your trading discipline, your trading journey. focus on it, just put your head down, and then F the haters, honestly.
Yeah, and one thing that I always remind traders, and I say this all the time, it's one of my favorite quotes for trading, is I try not to let one trade make me or break me, both sides, man, because the truth is I'm not here for the Lambo, and I'm also not here to lose the Lambo at the same time. So that's one quote that I will tell you, traders, that really has helped me started to focus more at looking at this as what? An everyday approach, right? Because the truth
100%.
is that what your P&L is today isn't going to be the same that it is tomorrow, that it isn't going to be the same that it is in next week. There's an infinite amount, and I mean it, man, infinite amount of opportunities. You guys will see it. There's so many trades that you can be taking. So with that being mentioned, it's more a matter of being selective than trying to play everything under the sun, right? I mean, that's the truth, man. You try to play everything under the sun, you get wrecked a lot of the times. Now we're getting CCL to make a little bit of a down move. I still don't see the earnings coming in here, but I'm looking around to see when they come in. EPS is expected at a loss of 2 cents. So what I'm looking for, and just to give you guys perspective, right? So try to keep things simple when I'm looking for earnings to come out and make a quick play on them. So if earnings are expected to come in at a negative -2, what about if they come in positive? That's the kind of flip that I'd like to see, because then the analysts have it wrong and they're expecting a negative, but then the positive comes out and it kind of flips the narrative, right? So I'm looking for a flip of the narrative here. I still don't have the numbers coming in here, and they're supposed to report right before the bell. They love to do this right towards the bell.
I know, CCL every earnings season. Why do you guys hold us back so hard?
Look at that right there. That's what I was looking for, man. There is that. All right, guys, I'm putting out some orders for NCLH. I'm putting out some orders from NCLH here, guys. I'm trying to get in some NCLH. We'll see if we're able to get it. So what I try to do is a lot of the times I'm going for the separate move here. I'm just trying to go ahead and go for NCLH and looking for pullbacks here to go ahead and maybe go after CCL after the bell here. There's that little spike to 17. What did we get here? They reported it. I got to take a look at the
numbers.
EPS
Look good, Mitch. Numbers look good. They raised their full year guidance. Second quarter income came in improved by nearly 500 million compared to 2023. March guidance by nearly 170 million. Record second quarter operating income of 560 million, nearly 5 times 2023 levels. So yeah, those numbers are looking good, and the guidance is being raised too. So we are indeed to the races over here on travel sector.
Yeah, man. And you guys watch me, and I would, if you guys want, for those traders that are like really precise, if you guys scroll back there for a second there, I had put out the order at 755 for an entry with 100 shares. It jumped really quickly to 1804. Those types of moves can be very good to just take some off, add it on the way back. It takes them off, add it on the way back. So I didn't get the first entry there, but I am looking for some pullback entry towards the 1750s here. Also have a 1740s out there, but look at Carnival Cruise Line. Comes back to that 16. They're expecting that downside. It's downside all pre-market, right? This is when a lot of traders tend to run away from a stock versus buying it, and now you're getting that opposite reaction. We'll see if we get a pullback to the VWAP around 1630s or $16 on Carnival Cruise Lines. Makes sense for me. I'm not going to jump up on the 17 break here, but I know there's some traders probably watching it. All right, we'll see. What do you got? What you got there?
I call this the pizza slice pattern, and then the pizza slice pattern kind of getting ready over here for CCL. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's definitely who's gonna get the slice today? Is it? We're talking New York slice. We're talking a big boy slice.
I'm gonna get the slice.
Who's got the cheddar, baby? Who's got the cheddar today, man? Look at that 17. There's that 17 try, right? There's those scalpers trying to get that 17 break. There's the flush right back to it. Come back to me. Give me some fills there. NCLH up there towards 1780s. Not looking too bad. My thing with NCLH is this, guys. And so I talked about it before, and I always like to set you guys up before things happen. NCLH, right? Look at the daily chart now. So the daily chart starts approaching now a move back to the upside, where I kind of like it here because I've seen this come up here into this range multiple times, right? So that gives me that idea that, man, if we could just make it back up there one more time, could that be the breakout through the trend line? So now that I'm starting to see this kind of accumulation at the bottom, and I saw this big volume start to kind of come in on this cut down, I want to see if we can fill this little gap on the daily, that little shake that happened here. And if we could fill that gap coming back up there, taking out this high, especially closing above kind of this 1840s today, yeah, this chart starts to look really bullish. I like to jump on charts a little bit earlier in the trend versus later. And I can see even Trader Prad talking to you guys, letting you guys know more like, hey, he wouldn't mind if it did this kind of approach back up there into that box there and then came back to that trend line. Then you have that clear approach, right, to jump in there. And that'd be kind of the throwback look. But hey, there's nothing wrong with looking for that. And one thing that I also see, and I scrolled back, these are 2020 prices, man. You got pandemic buyers right below this holding their breath. Or you could get some big buyers to step up and say, well, I mean, are we worried about Norwegian like we were in the pandemic? And to me, that answer would be no, clearly, right? I don't think anyone's worried about Norwegian going out of business any day soon. And in the pandemic, that was a concern, right? Well, that gives me an ability to get closer to that 2020 pricing. Hey, I kind of like that outlook. We'll see what happens on Norwegian if we're able to get a trade here. Pullbacks back below 1750s will start to fill me. Then I can look for maybe pullbacks to 17, but I'm looking for 18 break out the gates and getting it back up to 1860s. We'll see what happens here, traders. Doesn't look too bad there. And Carnival, you love to do this, man. 915. Is there any other company that you know, Trader Prad, that does it like this?
I honestly haven't seen anyone besides CCL do this. I
don't even know how to get away with this crap, man. Because this shakes up traders, man. This shakes them up, man. They're probably looking at that this morning. They're like, why is Carnival down? Did they already report? That's probably a bad report.
Yeah, and then they dump it, and the next thing you know, the report comes in much later.
Yeah. That's why you got to know your stocks, guys. Knowing stocks is important. You only build that up with history, guys. But not too bad on that NCLH. We'll see what happens if I do get a fill here. There you guys have it. I got one fill already starting to come in here. Got 1754. Looking to add here as it starts to pull back. We'll look to see if I'm able to get a nice little add, especially towards 1740s, but already got about 50 shares there at 1754. Willing to add to this position on pullbacks. We'll see if we're able to get some pullbacks and keep coming after it. NCLH, you guys heard it. One of my top plays on the playbook this morning, guys, given to you guys on Twitter. Like always, guys, check it out on our Trade the Pool. I'm giving you guys playbooks every single morning, guys. And the big part of this is for you guys to go ahead and check them out. Like always, guys, we're going to give you guys setups for you guys to call the shots. And look at it this morning, guys. What was up here, right? Mara, Clean Spark for a short. Norwegian Cruise Lines with Carnival reporting today, looking for momentum to continue. A close above 1856, showing strong conviction for the bulls. We'll see if we get that conviction today. But Carnival Cruise Line has left the port. Keep it going, guys. It's time to jump on the cruise. I don't know about you, Trader Prad, but I don't mind jumping on a cruise. I would take a cruise right now, especially with the twins. I could use a cruise.
Yeah. Always could use a cruise, my friend. Always could use a cruise.
Definitely.
Not sure if you saw RCL on the charts. It's at all-time highs. And with this earnings report from CCL, maybe a all-time high break or a false break of all-time high, giving you a reversal back down.
Yeah, I like that approach. And it's crazy, though, because I still remember 2022.
Yeah.
in
what a
here,
mess.
In here, right? 2022. I was going and I went on a cruise actually in May of that year, and I came back and I was like, yo, man, the cruise was packed, guys. The cruise was packed. Boom, that thing rocketed, baby. I gave Royal Caribbean too much money. That's what happens, man. But the new boats, Norwegian has come out with just as many new boats as Royal Caribbean has. And that's why I have that faith in Norwegian, especially since Royal Caribbean. I mean, I I hate coming after all-time high charts on the long side. It just, my brain struggles with it. But hey, we'll see if we can get through that high. Definitely that high right there above. It doesn't look like a bad one. AFRM is one that I've talked to you about before, Trader Brad, and I gotta say, man, I screwed this one up on the downside. I should have been able to get this throwback and given myself enough room, but I kept doing what? Being a little bit greedy on my entries, Trader Brad, getting a little bit big, and it was causing me to size out of it during the intraday action on these red days. But now that we're popped above, what do you think about this chart now?
Yeah, I mean, you had to mention the news to me. So what was the news again? Apple is backing out of the.
So on this day, when it started popping, right on the first kind of pop action, that was the mention that AFRM was partnering again with Apple, right? And then as the stock starts pulling back, Apple announces that they're no longer doing buy now, pay later.
Okay.
And so what happens is when you go to get those iPhones now on Apple's site, right? They don't give you the Apple Pay Later. They give you AFRM option. So the option defers now back to AFRM.
Okay.
I think this might have been because Apple really saw that this is buy now and pay never.
Pay never later. Yeah, exactly.
But with that being mentioned, if people are going for now those iPhones and they want that deal, they'll probably go back to AFRM to get that. So I think that gave them a little bit of lift here. That's another reason why you saw an analyst yesterday step up. I think he saw that mention and was like, okay, well, that will increase the bottom line. All right, well, let me come out with a nice little price target up there. And there you guys have it. AFRM starting to move. So not a bad one to keep watch. There's a lot out there, guys.
I mean, you nailed that $30 level the first time. It looks like it's respecting it over here the second time. Let's see it blast off.
I love long-term trend line approaches, right? Because this is not something that was a week. This was all the way back from the beginning of the year. And those approaches, to me, give you that ability to know where your risk is, right? If I got in there just above 30, I knew if it gave up 30, I needed to get out. So like sometimes it's as simple as that for me. And then what I was looking for was a turnaround look. And then you started getting that right here, a nice little kind of turn through it, a pop above. I was like, okay, on this pullback, I can go ahead and try to jump on the momentum move, which is that 9 EMA, that light blue line. And then I was riding with it. And as it broke here, was able to stop out, break even on the rest, and then look to rejoin the party. That's where I made the mistake, though, because you're not always going to trade it perfect. And one thing is certain is being able to admit that, right? I should have been able to be hold down towards this low here, towards a 2860, giving myself a little bit smaller position. That's when the swing trade side of things comes into play for me. Because can I come at this in day trade, maybe hold down to 28? Maybe not, because the sizing gets too big. But on the swing trade side of things, I could give myself $2-3 on the room. Why? Because the potential is a 30 back up to this move, 39, $9 on the plus side. I don't mind giving myself $3 of risk, right?
Yeah.
Nice 3-to-1 outlook, and we can get after it. But last one, Trader Brad, what's one stock to kind of keep on the watch today? We'll wrap it up with that. And I definitely want you to let them know where they can check you out on an everyday basis.
Ooh, one stock to keep on watch today probably for me will be the cruise lines. Like not just one cruise line, all the cruise lines to begin with, because there could be some sympathy or lack of sympathy trades being offered over there. And where can you find me, you said? Is that what you said?
Yeah, okay, definitely. Okay. Where they can check you out every single day. Well, I have it here, guys. Of course, you guys can check them out also on X. I'll throw it up in the chat here. Like always, guys, give them a nice little follow. And like always, guys, what we're doing is bringing on some different traders so you guys can learn. And like always, we're not a community that tries to battle with each other. We're here to help each other out. I want to see Trader Brad continue going on his show. If you guys don't check him out, like always, guys, look at this. Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. on Sundays. So if you guys are looking for something in the evening time, don't know what to watch, I'll tell you one thing. definitely check out Trader Brad. You might just catch Money Mitch in the chat all the time, taking a little look. And a lot of times I just even have you in my ears, man. It's great to hear your analysis. I truly appreciate it. Keep helping out those traders out there, Trader Brad. It was good to have you on today, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me on.
Take care, man. Go race on. Lights out, baby. Lights out. Yes. Get after it, my friend.
Good luck, traders. Have a great day today.
Have a good one, my friend. We'll see you back next time. Thank you for joining. All right, guys. Definitely smash the like if you guys enjoy me bringing on different traders. And I'm going to keep reaching out to other traders. If you're a trader out there and you want to join the show, reach out to me. Like always, what we're looking for is for you guys to bring in and show kind of what strategies, what approach you guys look after, what market you guys are watching right now. Maybe you're a crypto trader. I know we don't trade crypto on here, but it doesn't matter. The truth is we can always learn from traders out there. Smash the like. Let's keep it going, guys. Ready to get towards the bell. Let's get to the action. Of course, I still got my trade on right now. We're looking really good here, guys. Up there now to the 1780s here. So out the bell, I'm going to be looking for pullbacks on NCLH. Really nice approach for me to this morning. Maybe if I was a little bit focused, I would have taken a little bit bigger sizing on that 1750 pullback, but that's fine. I'm cool with the 50 shares. Now I'm looking for pullbacks to come back into this kind of more in a little bit of a pullback back down into that spot there. So you can see here how we're kind of coming into this trend line. I'm going to look for us to come back here for this outlook here. So that could be pullbacks coming back to the 1721 out the gates here. We'll see what happens. A rip out through 18, and I just hold on to the shares, guys. Not looking too bad to start the day. Carnival Cruise Lines can be another way to look for a quick pullback. I'm going to be looking on this one back towards 1620s. If I could get that, I wouldn't mind it. NCLH, let's go, guys. Let's get it going, guys. It's time for the bell. Let's go, traders. Be safe out there. You'll never know what you find. Let's get after it, guys. It's good to see you guys in the chat. Bring wisdom next. Wisdom. Let me know, man. We'll take a look at it. All right, it's time, guys. Let's go. It's time. Let's Whoa. Don't go anywhere, team. They tried to pull the rug on me, man. Sorry about that, guys. Looks like my internet gave up there for a second. I'm back here, guys. I'm trying to get back everything flowing again here. Just smash the like, guys. Let's keep it going. You know how it is. Sometimes you run into the gremlins. Today, gremlins trying to get me, but they ain't going to win, guys. They ain't going to win. NCLH, that's my top trade right now. Looking for a little bit of pullbacks to add into here. We'll look to see if we get it, especially pullbacks back down towards the 17s. Going to really like this one. I would like to see an approach here to come back towards 1730, 1725s, move back through 18. I can definitely add. Already got a starter on here. Definitely smash the like, guys. All right, guys. Internet is back, man. That was a little bit of a relief there, but let's see what happens here, guys. Can we get the next layer to go through? Carnival Cruise Line trying to continue to go through. NCLH not looking too bad. 1780s. Let's see if it goes through the 18s now. Fail of that 18, and maybe we get a little bit deeper pullback. We'll look to see what happens on that one. Getting some alerts out there. They're just buzzing off there, guys. So I'll see what happens out there. Summit giving me a little bit of an alert today. That's actually getting a little bit of a pop there. I'm actually going to take a look at that. That actually made a move to 840s yesterday, and it's a little bit of a smaller trade, right? And how's that MLGO here? MLGO straight down out the gates, now down to the 1148s. So definitely a little bit of a washout on that penny name. You guys, let me know what you guys are taking a look at. I got a lot going on right now. So like always, guys, you guys see a chart you guys want to talk about, throw it up in the chat. We'll keep working here, team. All right, let me go ahead and get some other action here. Get this going, get this up. All right, let's see what else we can find here. Let me go ahead and get my scanners up. It's just one of those days, guys, but definitely smash the like. At least had a nice little setup here this morning. LRHC being the top name that I'm seeing out there right now. La Rosa real estate company getting up there to $3. I'll look for pullbacks to the 250s. That doesn't look too bad there. NCLH, let's go to that. Now that's holding in that 1790s, holding in. We could get a little bit of a pullback. Now this is starting to make the move towards 18. Definitely wish I would have caught in a little bit bigger, but was looking for a little bit more of a pullback. ENVX is another one that's being on the radar right now. That one's pulling back towards that 14. Did do a red to green off that 1380s, so maybe it holds 1390s on pullbacks now. Doesn't look too bad there on ENVX. Definitely smash like out there. AMD through the trend line. All right, we'll have to look on AMD. You're down back towards 158 on AMD. Definitely getting a quick approach to the downside there. Clean Spark starting to break down here, guys. I might actually look for a short on Clean Spark today, especially with Bitcoin kind of breaking down. Mara is another one that I can come after. I talked about that one. That's on the playbook. So a move back towards 1880s. I won't mind to maybe get short on Mara. It's already fallen fast there, guys. The 1850s. Definitely smash the like out there, guys. In a little bit, I'll be joined by the one, the only Tim will be joining me. Of course, you guys catch him in the Discord probably every single day. If you guys aren't, what are you doing, man? Jump into our Discord. Great conversations every single day and bonus coverage learned, guys. That's what it's all about. That's what I always try to do. Even myself be learning. I still look at books, still trying to learn in this market. Let's see if we can finally get that 18 break in NCLH right now. It is trying to break that 18. It hit it once. Believe. Let me see. I got 98 on the offer side. Let's see if we take that 18. I'm in at 1754. Small size, right? Would definitely want to be a little bit bigger, but hey, it is what it is. Let's go ahead. Let's bring in the one, the only Tim. You ready to come on? Hey, let's bring him on here, guys. Smash the like. You guys know where you're at. Trade the pool. What's up, Tim? How we doing? Mute, my friend. I think you have a hard mute on, Tim.
Yep, maybe there we go.
There you go, the hard mute.
Yeah, I just saw you looking at Anovix there. I was looking at that. Apparently they're delivering batteries for a mixed reality headset, so there's no...
Yeah, I saw that this morning on the tape there. It definitely was showing up. ENVX. We'll see if that can continue. But man, nice little 14 pullback, red to green. A lot of times I look for these moves, just kind of red to support, gets back up there, goes to the 14, and then I look for the 1490 pullback, went right back towards low there, 1377, right back through it. Now I'd be looking for 14 on pullbacks, but we'll see what happens on that ENVX.
Yep. And yeah, yesterday was just an interesting day. Just a lot of things just got shorted hard. And I guess today, seeing if there's a bounce. I mean, I thought ARM, for example, I was looking at it right under 150, and I thought it looked like an actual final undercut yesterday. We'll see if that holds, but
MLGO trying to make a little bit of a move there. It's coming back here. It spiked towards the 1250s here. We'll look to see if it fades off the VWAP, or will it come back up through the 13 spot? That's kind of the level that I can see. I'd look for a little bit of a 13 turnaround if I really wanted to short this bad boy. But man, you got to be careful shorting a monster like this, right? I mean, there's definitely some resistance right here that maybe you can see towards this kind of like 1250 area, but it's really tight there. We'll see what happens on MLGO. What a monster yesterday. NCLH, well played this morning, just not big enough. That's what I would say on my own thing, right? Like, I'm always going to be as positive, transparent as possible. That's what happened there today. I just didn't go big enough on that trade. Could have definitely been ready for it a little bit more, but hey, not a bad one. We'll see if it just continues to run. CCL could be another way to maybe play this. It's at 1750s and continuing. So good numbers coming out of CCL. We'll see what happens on that. Looking for Mara to come back to the VWAP, but still no attempt to come back yet. Clean Spark is like also kind of like right off of these levels. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. Riot also fading down as I see Bitcoin come down. It doesn't look good here for those miners. That's one thing I'll say. So CIFR is another one that you can look at. You can see how these are dropping all fast. This was given this morning on the playbook. Hope you guys are catching the playbook every single morning on our Twitter. There's Norwegian into the 1805. So not a bad outlook this morning. Really not. Maybe I just didn't, execute too much out the gates here. But hey, the outlook sometimes is something that you can look back on and be like, okay, at least I took the right approach this morning. You're not always going to execute to your top abilities. With that being said, we'll look to see what happens on NCLH on pullbacks. Q's struggling a little bit. Tesla pulling back a little bit today. Let's go to the sectors. Only thing in the green right now, technology, slightly, healthcare in the green. Everything else red from the open. That's something to note. Healthcare, NVS, names like that, NBO, right? NBO, nice little pullback, continuing to go. Lilly was one that I was looking at this morning, maybe a push back through 900 for Lilly. I kind of like that for it kind of just pulled back on the 15-minute. Now wants to maybe approach back here for a breakout. Now I'd like to see it hold pullbacks one more time, maybe to the 893s, and then take off to the upside. Let me see if I can come after a bigger price name today, guys, like Lilly. With this one, I'd come at it in kind of 20 share kind of ladder approach. That's what I'd like it here. All right, guys, I'm trying to go ahead and start that ladder approach here. All right, guys, trying to get that ladder approach here. At the original entry would be 893s. I got 892s and 891s out there, 20 shares each, trying to ladder in and get an entry here in Lilly. So a lot of times you can jump up on the offer, but the offer is not going to help me here, guys. The spread is about 94 ticks, right? So with that being said, I just sit. I sit and I wait. And I see what happens here. Will I get an entry here? Q's coming back here. That could give me the attempt for Mara to work its way back and then a fade. I'm looking at Mara for a potential fade today. All right, still no entry off that 893. Still looking for that 893 entry. It could come down and kind of give me those fills. Then I'll make sure that I go ahead and do what? Risk manage, man. That's what it's all about. Leslie's Pool Supplies is one that I'm going to keep on watch for a fade also. Of course, Pool got destroyed. So who knows? Maybe Leslie's also continues on the downward path. pull though, man. Holy moly. Back down to 300, back up to 317. VLCN showing up now, guys. This is an auto manufacturer play. It's up on a halt, I think. Yeah, that's halted right now. Went to $7, guys. This one's at a halt right now. Lily, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Looking for that entry at that 893, but with stocks that are bigger price, I have to be pickier on my entry. What are you seeing out there, Tim?
Yeah, well, right now my system just started getting super bogged down all of a sudden, so I don't know, but I feel the same way. I'm just dragging this morning a little bit, but
what about GameStop?
I'm trying not to chase too much. I did jump into ARM just because that's I think I see that coming back up. I was curious whether Target was going to pick up from yesterday, and instead, wow, there was just retail in general. Retailers seems like they kind of bled out a little bit there.
I'd keep an eye on Shop today, right? It bled out yesterday, and it could do this like fantastic recovery today. So I'd be keeping an eye on that, right? They had that deal with Shopify, the AI mentioned with Target. So I kind of keep an eye on to see if Shop just all of a sudden starts lifting, and then maybe Target turns things back to the upside to 150. Very vital. Man, this company just, you got to do something to turn things around. And I don't understand it. I really don't. I mean, I go to Target, there's less people. That's one thing that's like just blatant, right? I mean, go to Walmart, go to Target, see the people. You know what I mean? But other than that, I mean, they do got some decent products in Target. All right, guys.
Yeah,
I think I might
doing
get
that those remodels, but they were playing the culture war for a little while too. So who knows how much that played a factor, or just the segment targeting, right? Like they're targeting a little bit, I guess, higher end or a little bit less price sensitive clientele, you might say. So,
all right, guys, just got a starter there in Lily. Got a starter there. Did I get the fill? No fill there. It was close, man. I thought I got it. Ooh, no fill there. That's a little frustrating. I'll tell you that much. Right back to 84s. Now I gotta determine if I want to step up here. I'm probably gonna go slightly below the 893s just for pullback entries. But we'll see what happens there. I'm looking at Mara. Mara is one that I want to definitely keep an eye out here. Here it comes back for the upside move. I'm looking for the short here. All right, guys, I just want this to pop one more time, and I'm going to start getting that fill here. So what I'm going to do is I'm looking for above 90s, so like 92s. Come on, 1892s. Orders out there. Got about 300 shares there. We'll add to that. I'm trying to get like 500 shares here, maybe potentially 1,000. So I can see it on an hourly, maybe coming back here towards 19, maybe even 1912s, then a fade right back down. So that's kind of the levels that I'm looking at. Right now, pre-market support was around 1902. So that's kind of the level that could also hold up. Opening price here was 1894. That could also be acting as resistance here.
I did just put a small short on Disney there. They've still got a gap to fill down to 101, 102. Yeah, right.
All right, guys. Small entry there on Mara. Disney, man. What was it? What was that been? Disney. Was Disney the one with that movie that was out right now? That was been doing well, Tim? I know there's a movie now.
I think they sometimes have movies, Mitch. But
but
I know that
a specific one. There's a specific one.
Star Wars thing, the Acolyte show.
Yeah, there was a specific one that I was looking at right now.
Movie though, not a show. I don't know.
No, movie, definitely.
Chat,
movie.
what was it? Come on, help us out here.
All right, guys. I think it had something to do with like puberty. I don't know, man. In and Out or something like that. I don't know. Inside Out 2. There you go. You see, I'm not crazy, Tim.
Okay. Crazy. I thought you were talking about the red. I mean, I don't know. Disney. I'm not sure what Disney's targeting. So they have some strange movies.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, guys, I just increased towards my Mara short there, guys. I have a stop towards the 1910s. That's probably where I'd get out. Right now it's towards the 19. Just keeping an eye on it. I haven't selected the short, the stop out right now, but watching it right now, it's at the 19. I'm looking for the reversal right back down through it. Right now, I'm going to set it towards more 1915 out. That's like a big pop through the pre-market high. I don't expect it to pop through there, but if it does, it'll definitely give me a quick little out here. Let's see if it starts to turn back down through this 19 and then takes out this low here of 1855. That's really what I'm looking for. Lily.
Yeah, I was just going to ask Paul, how did you like that? But yeah, solid movie actually. So there you go. Maybe
there you go. You know how it is, man. I try to catch moments like that in like just news, and then you can use that for trading, man. There's no reason why you can't. RGS reopens up, guys. It went up there towards 1744, now pulling back. NVX is another one that's been moving in the smaller names. VLCN, that one still halted. 10-minute halt, 15-minute halt. Those are always confusing. Wolf showing up there. We'll see what happens on this one. Look at this little cheap name making a nice little rise here from 1450 to 1480s. MLGO. Ooh, 13 fader. It's right back down. This is kind of the level that I was looking for. A little blow off top through this 13 level and then to really come right back down. So for me, like 1240s, I can risk off of maybe 1275s for a short here. Don't mind it. Just got to get a nice little pop here. Little pop short. That's kind of what I would be looking for. 1250s. Would be the level that I would short off of. But you have to be careful on this one, right? Because the move up could be really fast. So don't mind it there. We'll see what happens on that one. We'll see if it just can come back a little bit there and I can take a little bit more of a swing there. Mara just kind of holding in on this 19. If it comes back through the VWAP 1875, I'm going to be adding to that. It might stop me out right here. It's definitely close towards a little bit of a pop towards 1916. If it does do that pop, I'll get out, guys, and try to get back in later in the day.
Yeah. Now, one that I did just add is, SRP. Speaking of healthcare, SRPT is looking like it might push up past the close. I just accidentally clicked on that here. But I'm putting together my watch list on the biofarm stuff, just playing catch up. One thing I did just put a buy-in on, though, was not too big, but DBA. So this is an ETF they do, the ag futures. And it looks like that may not play out as well as I thought. That may be headed further down, but it looked like that might be, the second day of a move down here. So I thought it might have dipped overnight, and then this would be a catch here, but it might be heading down. But that's an interesting one to watch, is DBA.
All right, there's Mara rejects the 19s. Now recovery of 19 and close above 19s is a little bit of concern for me, but for right now, I'm just going to keep an eye on it. Here's MLGO for that move here. MLGO, actually, look at the bid 1256 right now. If I wanted to come after it, this is the level that I could take my shot on. Have to be a short, and for me at least here, it'd be a risk about 60, 70 bucks here. So it doesn't look too bad. I'm going to take the shot here, guys. I always like to take a little bit of shots to learn from, and this is one of those that's not really up my alley, but I don't mind taking a little bit of a trade and seeing if this is more of a trade that I could kind of repeat here. Have 77s as the out, 117 on the risk side. I'm looking for quick actions also back down. I can take profits towards the pre-market $10. So that's about 263 on the downside. Got to always know risk to return. We'll see what happens, MLGO.
We've got from Nolly in the chat there saying Chewy.
Chewy's been hot, man. What's up with it? It's been hot, man.
Dog sector. I'm in Bark, which is not doing as well today. Chewy is doing good. Any other one? Let's see. I know Woof. What's Woof doing?
Woofy Woof.
Woof is Petco. Woof is down too. So Woof and Bark are down. Chewy is popping. Is this something fundamental? Is this residual meme energy from Ryan Cohen? What's going on?
All right, guys, just got triggered out there. MLGO first loss today for sure. There it is. There's a hit there towards 1395s. Now it could get to a halt there. It's spiking there. MLGO. Maybe I was on the wrong side of it. Mitch, peep forward on news shorts. I'll take a look there. Nvidia is moving against this future day trader. There you go. These guys catch the moves out there. We'll see what happens. Definitely taking a little bit of a hit there. So we'll see what happens on that one. But MLGO trying to take that shot there. Didn't work out there. Hey, so be it. La Rosa back towards the 290s. We'll look to see if that one makes a little bit of a move back through 3. And there it is, trying to make it. We'll see if it gets through there.
DBA looks like that catch is happening there. So I haven't dug into the individual futures, but it looks like they're grab and pop there. Do you follow individual ag futures at all, Mitch? I know you watch commodities like oil, gold, and stuff like that, but
yeah, very rare. If I see something trending on maybe a ETF, I'll take a look at the underlying asset, right? But other than that, I don't really pay attention to it. But a great professor of mine in college always told me that if you want to make a great trade, you have to understand what's the underlying asset in something, right? So if you can understand that, you can make better investment decisions. So I just want to mention that because I do feel like that is a really smart approach. Here's Mara back down towards the 1880s. Let's see if this can really just start giving up, guys. Of course, I have about 500 shares, so it's not like it's a small position. I have 1890s. I don't think I'm in a bad area here to look for the flush down through the 1850s. Let's see if it just flushes down. That would get me up about 50 cents. We won't be looking too bad there, and I'll be looking to take some profits towards that 1850. And NCLH, I mean, come on, guys. NCLH, I just didn't go big enough. 100 shares, and I'd be feeling a lot better. You know what I mean? But it was just one of those that you have to be quick and ready. You guys saw it when it happened. I was kind of ready, not really ready, I would say, because the truth is that I didn't have my orders ready to go here, like a level that I would be willing to put in that order. But Carnival Cruise Line came in and just shook them right back up. RCL, did that one make a new high? Hey, 159.65. Let's look at the hourly, and boom, look at that. Trader Prad, he said, you know what? I like RCL. Forget all those other ones. Look at that one. Not a bad move there, RCL. RGS. Ooh, look at that one. Nice move, Bullseye. Get after it. Why don't I long? Maybe it's just the bear in me. Who knows? All right, guys, here's that 1860s, 1870s now for Mara. Let's see what we can get off here. Let's go ahead. Let's 250 here. $18.55s. I don't mind taking a little bit off here. I'm right in between there. We'll see if it bounces right now, but not looking too bad there. Chewy. Clean Spark also doing a very similar move, right? I'm looking at the short miners today. This is a short off VWAP, came right back down. Maybe even the better trade right now, at least from what I'm seeing on the action. All right, guys, come on. Need 3 C's on NCLH 1828 for a second reward. Hey, wish you the best out there, Noli. Wish you the best, my friend. Mara up about $64 right now. Could bounce right back to me and then get the next hit. So a little part of me is like, maybe I run to the $50 right now. I am down about 100, so could limit that by trying to take it down back to break even. I'm taking a shot on this Mara, though. I think it could really break down today at some point. So let's just keep battling for right now. 5 minutes gives me this kind of look here where it could come back to 19, break above it, and that would get me out. But if it stays on the fade the way it was this morning, we could take out this low. It's 18.55. All right, let's go looking around. Let's start to make some more trades out there. It's time to look for another one. ENVX up there to 1530s and doing really well there.
Wow. That's just a few people I know kicking themselves because there's I know a few Enovix bulls, myself included, but it was just that little news caught people by surprise. I think it's the combo of like, I think you'll see a lot of things, right? Like there's a lot of heavy shorting, and now we see like sort of any excuse type pops. I think we see that across a lot of names.
This is the strategy I gave earlier, at least from what I see on the weekly. Undercut and rally type of strategy. Everyone's staring at the 10. Everyone's staring at the 10. Everyone's staring at the 10. The 10 let goes right here. What comes after it? Big volume on the turnaround. So when you get those cut down through the support and you get people to just wash out, look for those quick turnarounds and bullish engulfing candles on the next turnaround. That can give me the level that I can go ahead and start to get back into the name. Right here, you got that bullish engulfing look. Then it comes back to like trend line approaches, gets through that sideways consolidation. Now you're taking this next level. And so that undercut and rally strategy, I'm telling you guys, I'm not the only one that sees it out there. I've taken this from another trader out there. So I always like to give you guys insight when I see that.
That's what I'm seeing on ARM today too. So that's green for me right now. We have that one
psychological lows. Be careful out those, man. Be careful out those, man. They wash your brain out. They literally wash your brain out. You're like, I can't hold on anymore. And then the next day it's up. It's hard. It's hard, guys. This is a hard game, and a lot of it is psychological. All right, Tim, let's go ahead. Let's take a look a little bit about what you're seeing in the market. I'll put you up for a second. I'm going to try to nail down, maybe add to this Mara and take a big swing here, guys. We'll see what happens here.
Cool. And yeah, I saw a comment there, cup and handle, apparently, if you look at the market on Enovix as well. So yeah, shout out to shout out to Steven on the show sometimes. So he's a big cup and handle fan.
Hey, he likes that coffee approach. I can't blame him.
There we go. Yeah. Morning sip.
Can't blame him.
So yeah, I'm just finishing. I got pulled in already. See the excitement of the day, but I'm just pulling in my advancers and decliners from the sector because I do like to look at the biofarm stuff and go from there. So I'm going to do that, and I will be then looking at the news for the day. Oh, Rigel, let's see what there.
All right, guys, getting that approach on the 5-minute that I just drew. So in a second here, I'm going to nail down on Mara if the candle goes from green to red. So opened at 1882. Want to see that get taken out, and that's when I'll start hammering down.
You know, it's funny. I like so just in my my personal life, so to speak, I like warrants a lot. I feel like sometimes once the option chain becomes available, people neglect the warrants. But when I'm looking through my watch list and I'm just typing in the ticker, it for whatever reason, when I see that there's warrants available on a stock, it kind of tweaks me to look at it further, just because it's like just such an easy flag for a DSPAC type name. So then I'm like, oh, okay, what's the situation there? So it's kind of a funny little, like, you know, just, I don't know if you'd even call it a rule of thumb, but just one of those things where I see it and I'm like, oh, okay, that's one of these, you know.
That's what it needs to be, and I think that gets built up with experience.
Yeah. Now, whether you like the D-SPAC names or not, you know, some people think the SPACs are a scam. I don't buy that at all. I think that's
no. I think if anything, those
every man can like hire a wealth manager. You just, you know, pick the right one. Don't get sucked in on the rumor mill of what you think they're gonna get.
And look for like kind of volume kind of trades like that, and like one that did a recent split. I'm not saying that this is one right now to trade, but I always try to catch these, right? And so look at this, guys. This DM just did a recent split, right? 1 to 10, then got this big old volume pop. Now has come back 3 days sideways, kind of calm. It could make a run back to 5. And so the risk to return here is like 20-cent risk for a move back to 5, which is an 80-cent on the reward side. Things like this, I always try to look for. And this is desktop metals, but there's so many of these. The one that I like, because you know, I got the twins, Owlet.
What's that?
Owlet is another SPAC that did a split, very similar approach, right? There's so many of these. Yesterday I saw Velodyne getting a little bit of a lift, split. SPACs.
What does Owlet do? What do they consume?
Owlet, they do kind of cameras, and they have
okay, that's
baby
kind of a
cameras.
cute name, yeah.
You know,
this is all right. So this is a funny one. Sorry to break in, but like EFTR, Effector Therapeutics, right?
Yeah, I'll put you
up. Small cap down. It's in the pennies. The headline that it's pushing up on: EFTR terminated its employees and will wind down operations, seeking potential strategic alternatives for its development programs. So, I guess the bet is that people think they're worth more dead than alive. I don't know. That's interesting. So let me see what else we have. Moving on the fundamentals.
All right, looking to see if we can reject Mara's 19 one last time here, then go red on the 1 minute. That could bring the 5 minute back towards a red. Got about 1 minute left on this candle, so important 5 minute candle. Going to close right now on Mara.
So this is a neat one. Wave Life Sciences, and let me know if you looked at any of these already in the pre-market. I was in and out there. So, but Wave Life Sciences announced results from its Huntington's study. So Huntington's, if you've watched House or know about it, pretty terrible disease, and that looks like, from the headline, it sounds like a pretty good study. Now, this, what do you make of this chart here? Because to me, it looks like at least it's got that, potential catch here, so we could put a pretty tight stop. It's not so, it's it's not in the sub-dollar range to where that 10-cent threshold is as much of a concern, and there's room back up to like 520.
So Tim, on that one, so what do you see there? You see kind of like 3 attempts to break down, right? Like those first, like those wicks, especially here and there, right? 3 attempts to break down. My rule of 3 says, look for the 4th attempt to fail on the breakdown. Once I see that turn, then I come in for it, Tim. That's what I tell myself, look for the quick drop here. When they quick drop it, look for a big buyer to step up on the bid. Then when he buys, as it starts to turn, that's when I want to get in, because now I have that 3rd drop as my out. 462, 460 as my out. I know the out. If that lets go, I'm out. So something like that, I like all the time, team.
Yeah. So you're saying you'd wait and I just jumped in a little, not too crazy, but I did.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with jumping in a little bit earlier, because you still got that attempt there right earlier on the 1 minute. You see on the other chart, I think you were showing this, was it a 5? I'm not sure, but you did get that attempt to break down at the 469. You see how it turned right off of that? At that moment, it looked super bearish, and then shook that bearish. Since that moment, has it been bearish? No, it's been green bars, green bar, green bar, green bar, green bar, green bar. So that's the type of momentum that I'm looking to see, that swing. So at this point, a lot of times what I look for is make that attempt to break down and turn back around.
I like to do this sometimes, put on the volume candles, but yeah. Now the question is what it does when it hits that EMA here on this time frame. It's like testing it right there, so we'll see. This is why I like the Renko charts too, because you also see these key levels. See right here, it is testing this support right here, and this goes all the way back to, let's see, April, and then before that March. So that Renko is good because it's sort of independent of time frame. You get a sense of what the key levels are.
I love the chat sometimes. They're like, spandex is a scam.
Spanx is a scam, not slimming. Use MACD. I do.
Use MACD. I don't mind the MACD. So the MACD, like I tell you guys, for me, indicators should be used more as for conviction than entry. So if I'm in the play and all the indicators point in my direction, that should just give me more conviction that my timing was right. right? And that's the way I like to use them, guys. It's up to you completely, but that's the way I like to use them, because if all the indicators agree with my trade, then should I really be upset at my timing? No, I should almost be like, dang, really good timing on this one. So, all right, back below 19s on Mara. I'm going to take my shot, guys. I'm going to step up to the plate. This has been the trade that I've been wanting to tackle down all day long. Let's see if I'm able to tackle it. If it stops me out, I'll lose like 140 right now. Let's see if it breaks right back down and starts to cut down. I'll show you guys that right now. So here's the 5-minute approach, right? Looking for this to come right back down through the 19 and then start to break down back through that 1850s. Back above, let's say 1915s. I have a stop right now at 1919. That's going to be the out right there, because then that starts to turn things around, and then this starts to look like a breakout above this trend line. Let's see what we get here, guys. A lot of times I look for the breakdown happening. So the last 2 minutes in the 5-minute candle are very vital to me, almost more vital than the first 2 minutes. So in this candle, it has 1 minute left here. This is when I go to the 1 and I look to see if I get a quick down action move on the 1. That's how you can use multi-time frames to kind of look for the action there. Wisdom, my winners on any individual indicator, the 9 EMA and the 20. Hey, sometimes you got to find what works for you, man. That's what it's all about. Find what works for you, traders. Here's 1913s. We could get the spike through, guys. This isn't looking the best for me. We'll find out here. We'll find out if we get that move back through. There's some volume there at the 1920s, so it could get through there and then start to spike there. So that's going to definitely be the out. There's the 915s there. Well, it might get me out here, guys. It could still turn around, and I'm not going to add to it until it gets back below the 19. But for right now, let's see what happens here. There's that next candle opening, and it closed above 19. That's a sign of concern for me. Definitely. Now I really wouldn't want to get through that high. That's 917. Through that, you'll probably get the breakout look. We'll see what happens here. Qs, what's going on in the Qs? The Qs are going up, guys. So technology shaking that downside action early, and it was just slightly green, and it's still slightly green. Let's see if this starts to turn and it really starts to make a nice move. Healthcare is still green. Everything else in the red right now. Technology not looking too bad there. What's doing well there? Semiconductor equipment stocks doing well. So you're talking AMAT, ASML, LRCX, TER, names like that, right? Keep your eyes open for those.
Now, I notice here Target's still a little bit lower. Walmart, the candle just flipped red, but it looked like Walmart was trying to push up. They have quite the gap fill proportionally. And Dollar Tree as well coming from behind. It looked like Dollar Tree was lagging on Walmart reclaiming. So I might actually look at Dollar Tree here as well.
All right, hands on the trigger just in case Mara gives that pop and I get out, guys. So I'm just trying to battle in Mara. Mara is my top play for the day, so I'm going to keep coming after it. Here's back times to test that 19. This is going to be an important spot. Bounce off of 19, and it could go right back up there. So that's why I'm waiting for the breakdown back through the 19. I think that could bring it to the VWAP. CCL, day trade with Tony. Man, where were you earlier, my friend? It's always good to see you. I catch you in the Discord all the time, day trade with Tony. So,
it was a great discussion earlier on the cruise lines too. Like,
yeah,
NCLH too was interesting because I have NCLH long term, like small.
Dude, I had the best play on for this one. I should have maybe jumped on it earlier, but it's hard for me to play earnings plays, Tim. I don't know about you. I did take a good approach to it because I was looking at NCLH. I was like, okay, so CCL had an approach this morning where their estimates were negative. It was a negative 0.2 on the EPS. A lot of times I look for those to come and flip. So if the expectation's a negative, but it comes in as a positive, that usually is such a flip of psychology that it can cause a quick spike to the upside. So that's what I was looking for. CCL came out with some good numbers, It started popping just a little bit to the 1650s, and that's when I started trying to jump in on NCLH. I missed my buy by just about 5 cents on the first one, which was 1755. And then I eventually got a 1750 pullback entry right here on the low after the pop. So can't be mad about that. Opening price 1754. So not a bad entry on that pullback. Just wish I had a little more, right? That's how it goes sometimes. We were trading RGS and BLCN. Hey, not a bad one. What do you think about that, Tim? Are you going on a cruise anytime soon?
Not anytime soon, but we were looking at a while ago. We were looking at it for like about now. I like the idea of it, the higher end ones. I went on a carnival one time. It just the vibe, not really my vibe, but
yeah, man. You just
I'm worried about that norovirus though, right? Like that's
Nora. You'll be fine, Tim.
I don't know. I went to a convention one time and that was stricken with it. I didn't get hit, but man, that didn't seem like fun.
Dude, wash your hands, guys.
That's true.
There's so many people, man, that don't wash their hands. It's just that's the negative, Tim. You don't know what other people are doing.
And you're stuck on a boat with them. You're stuck on a trade while on a cruise. Yeah, but that data is not cheap, right? Like.
It's not that bad. You know, just sneak a little SpaceX, little satellite. You know, throw it out on the patio.
Starlink, yeah. All right, bullseye. Trading in the cruise line pool. Trading in the pool.
Trading in the pool for the pool. Get in the pool. Let's go. Smash the like, guys. You know where you're at. Hit the like, guys. What's up out there, guys? You know it. It's Trade the Pool. Trying to get after it today, man. Mara is giving me a little bit of gray hairs right now. So let's see what happens with that, guys. Will I kind of walk away with the money bag today? Like always, team, if you guys enjoy our stream, hit that subscribe down below. Get notified the moment we go live every single day. All right, there's that attempt to break up, and then Mara pulls back there. So that's actually looking good, but it's doing sideways consolidation at the top, which is a bullish sign, not necessarily a bearish sign. So that's why I'm trying to wait for a breakdown back down through the 19. MLGO up 20% today. RGS, VLCN, CPOP. I haven't taken a look at that one today. It's a $2 popper. Pop Culture Group. Media Diversified. Don't know this one. SMR, guys, this is one I've been talking about for a while now. I didn't know what the action was going on, but this is actually continuing. This tells me to maybe look for a GE continuation move back through the trend line. I've been taking a look at GE to see if it was going to make that next move up, and it's pulled back the last couple of days. But today, having not a bad day, especially with SMR, and they're both diversified industrial plays that you guys can check out. Boom. What's up out there, team? What you guys trading out there? What do you guys like? All right, guys, we got a lot of you guys tuning in on Twitter, X, whichever way you want to call it, guys. Come join us on YouTube. We want to know what you're trading. All right, guys, giving that approach on Mara for the breakout here. So just got to keep smart, just keep watching. It could be that third fail and then comes right back down. So I'm staying in it right now, but definitely keeping a very close eye.
So I'm starting to dig. There were a few that had good headlines on these news catalysts. So let me see real quick what the man, my windows are just all over the place this morning. Apologies, folks. Let's see. But the ones that seem to be holding up at all were IL. I don't know why I'm like just looking at the long side today. A spinoff of a cancer blood test developer. So ILMN spinning off that. And what are the only other two that are holding up? BTAI, a sublingual film for bipolar disorder, agitation in bipolar and schizophrenia. It's kind of cool. I did hear recently, so we were discussing this in the chat a little bit. Sounds like this was on I think one of the recent Rogans. They were talking about the idea of the enhanced Olympics, but it came up there was a discussion of it sounds like the psychedelics are not going to the advisory panel for the FDA. I don't know if you're following this, but
yeah,
we got a lot of people who like that space, and apparently that panel advised against approval of the psychedelics, the psilocybin. So interesting to see what happens in that space. But all of the mental health stuff is really interesting. I saw also, what was it? Do you know the name of it? There's a company that has a clinically approved game. It's a video game for ADHD. Adults.
That's interesting.
So that's kind of, it's the only software. I'm trying to remember the name of it if anyone remembers, but so that's what's going on here. But a couple of these that are just looking at the price action, right? So this Goss, I remember this coming up, the seralutinib for pulmonary arterial hypertension. And so they had good, let's see. Yeah, it looks like it is from their study. I just wanted to see if they were just talking about previous results or, commenting on the ongoing study. But that looks like it's
all right, guys, getting a spike here on Mara. Hands on the trigger to get out. Anything back above that wick, I'm just going to go ahead and get out here. It's really close to getting out for me.
And here is the other. This one doesn't say why. This is interesting. GLYC. It looks like it's just insider buying. So that's kind of interesting. And phase 3 study of uproleselan. AML. Okay. So cancer. But okay, interesting. So this GLYC insider buys, and they had some positive results on the 4th. So the question is there something else going on with this one? But the CMO bought 300,000 shares at an average of 26 cents a share. So there's still a lot of room to the downside, but if it's going to catch, it could be right here. What do you think on this GLYC?
Let's take a look at that. Let's go ahead. I'm going to put this up a little bit bigger. Let me get this back up there. All right, let me see what I got here. I mean, it doesn't look bad here. I mean, I like the approach.
Am I wrong window? Neither of us have it up. Sorry, hold on.
Hold on. Disney looks pretty decent there. That doesn't look bad. Longs today. All right, let's see a look here. So, I mean, you got in that first breakdown, the second, the third. A lot of times I look for this fourth, right? And so you see those little bunches of like those down momentum moves.
Mm-hmm.
I could put like a circle on that, and I put like a horizontal line, especially on that last one at 10:15. And I'm like, come try to take this out and reverse out of it. So thinking like a short, and then looking for the short kind of mentality to come into play, and then all of a sudden reverse on the shorts. So a lot of times I'll just put that horizontal line there and look for that downturn there. Taking a big hit today in Mara, team. There's the pop over the 1930s, and maybe it's just a blow off top, but I got to get out, guys. Took a big hit there on Mara today, guys. Down about, 300 on the day here, looks like. Let me take a look here. Take a look. Always like to give you guys the full transparency there. You guys see it down 346 there, 205 on that Mara. Lost another 120 on MLGO a little earlier today, which is at 1990. Holy camoles, man. I was playing this one yesterday. I didn't think it would have the momentum like it has today. Look at that one,
wow,
man. Holy moly. I hope somebody's out there making a good account. Smash a like on that one. FFIE being mentioned in the chat. And try not to spam it, man. I don't mind. I'll take a look at it for you. But this isn't going anywhere right now, man. Try not to be spammy on us, man. We love you, Stock News Update, but try not to be spammy on it. All right, let's keep going. What else is out there? VLCN, gone crazy since the open. Yeah, not a bad one there. Not a bad one at all. Back to you, Tim.
Oh yeah, I'm just looking at this. This is where the volume candles. I really like this because you can see here on the. I'm just gonna put little flags here. Here's where these cells are. You can see visually the cells getting smaller until you get here, and you get about equal width on this buy right at 10. And now you're starting to see the buys. I mean, there's a little sell, but you've got these sort of equal buys. So I think I think this is the level where we can start to see it come in. Like whether this is the level or not, that's still the question. But I really like that those volume candles for just at a glance visualizing it.
All right, seeing one that I want to put on the radar out there, guys, for you guys to keep an eye on it. And Tim, Summit, man. Something about this chart tells me to keep the eye on it. We'll see what happens on this one. It's been sideways. Made a big run there in May, but just been sideways for a little while there. Given the opportunity for another big day, we'll see what happens on that one. It's making a nice little run to 1840s right now, but just one that I'm keeping on the radar.
Yeah, and one that I'm, or just a sector that I'm following is just construction and stuff. So I bartend Monday nights usually, as I mentioned. So, but we had a guy in there. So he does steel doors, commercial construction steel doors, and he says that their business is booming. So, hey,
there you go. I think your camera froze up on me a little bit, Tim. If not, you're just really focused.
I am always. I'm just stone still. Let's see what's going on.
look at. He's focused, guys. He's focused. Smash the like, guys. We have a good time, even on losing days, guys. Going to keep battling out there, guys. MLGO, we'll see when it opens back up. But 1990s, man, what a move today.
So yeah, I like doing that. I like having my ear to the ground though for sectors, not as much for specific stocks, But I think it's interesting to hear ear to the ground, what's doing well, what's not, sector wise. And that reminds me, I'm going to look in URI and I haven't looked at that in a little while, but what has it been up to?
RGS starting to come back down here. We'll look to see if that one gets another run. That one's made an insane run today, man. Holy moly, with a day like today, guys. Tim, we're losing you a little bit. Your camera went down a little bit, but it's not a big deal. We get you back at least.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to restart. But in the meantime, check out URI. What do you think of this? Because speaking of insane runs, they had that run back in January, February, March, or going up to that. They've been sort of chopping around, and now they came and just bounced off of that 200 EMA, it looks like, and trying to hold it.
MLGO opens up here, guys. It went all the way up there to 2146 there, guys. Be careful out there. This is a fast mover, guys. I might take my last trade of the day and maybe take a little bit of a $50 risk here on a stock like MLGO. But, man, got to be careful on a name like this. Big thing for me is it's on the third halt. A lot of times I don't see 4 halts in the same direction. So the next halt could be a down halt. But, man, it's definitely a risky one. You got to know how to play this. And the way that I look at it is you have to go at it very slow or just go fast on that type of trade. We'll see what happens there. MLGO double topping at the 2150s here. We'll look to see if it takes it out. Tears that downturn really quickly here. There it is, guys. It would have been a great trade there, guys. I froze up. I didn't take the trade. You guys saw it. It was there. The potential was there. Look, did you see how quickly it went into that down halt? That was it right there. I just didn't go after it this time, guys. Maybe it was just myself, but maybe I should have just calculated that nice $50 risk above towards the 22s. But look at that. Now it's on the down halt. Boom, boom. Broke 21, but back down to 18 in less than a millisecond. That was less than a millisecond. That was there's no way your humans can react to that.
That's crazy.
And this is why I also don't trade the pool does an amazing job for me on market orders. But this is why I also don't like market orders on certain platforms, because this could ruin you, man. A trade like that could straight up ruin you, man. So just be careful out there, team. You got out in time? Bullseye, how'd you do that one? This was like the fish, right? It was just like, gotta be quicker than that. Gotta be quicker.
Yeah. So what do you think of URI though? I'm looking at a longer term chart. I'm not sure if I see anything intraday, but it's
United Rentals. I'll go down the corner and go rent some stuff. Maybe help you, bro. I think
the 640 level just looks key.
Yeah.
Potential push back up to the highs.
So classic stock that I like. I think you pay attention to monthly charts. Look for monthly pullback levels like that. This seems like that type of stock for me. Don't know too much about URI, so I mean, of course, I kind of know what it does, but it's kind of more.
I just know they have that pop. I think it was people knew the acquisition. They had construction matting, like they put mats down for the trucks to drive on at construction sites, something like that. So they bought a company that does that. But ITB, here we go. Yeah, sector ETFs.
There you go. That's what I look at, man. And this was looking like it wanted to go to 110, and that's a hard rejection today. So now it's kind of like, okay, give me that undercut and rally, which is the 100. Everyone looking at the 100. So the next couple of days, what I'll look for is this to drop through, hold, because the 200 exponential is right near it at the 98, and then come back through 100. When that happens, that's going to be an important stock to look at for me. So I'll move back into this spot. So I was looking for the breakout if it did this, but now I'm going to look for, okay, it comes back, finds a good amount of buyers, and then works its way back through that level. That's what I'd be looking at on ITB. And ITB, one that I've been watching, American Tower. American Tower Corp. Tim, put that one on the radar. Weekly chart, I think, is especially an important one. A move back to 200 just seems to make sense for me.
American
on the stock
Tower.
like
what
this.
Are they? Oh, okay, that's real estate. Okay.
Real estate. You know, we've been talking about kind of real estate, REITs, construction kind of stocks. Definitely take a look into that, guys.
From the name, I was wondering if it was like a steel framing type company or something, but
we'll see when MLG opens back up, but it's at 1880s. What a move there, guys. VLCN, let's go take a look at that one. Look at this. 1, 2, 3 halts. What happened on that fourth halt? Down halt. Fifth halt, down halt. I'm telling you guys, there's something about that third halt that just scares the living crap out of me, Tim. I don't know about you if you've ever been stuck in halts, but if I'm long
I try
on
to get out.
halts,
If I start, I try to get out.
second halt's the one for me. I don't mind being halted on the first one, but once it gets close to that second one, oh, my hand's on the trigger. My hand's on the trigger. I'm like, just please open up so I can get out.
Okay, and here we go from Stock News Update. FFIE in talks with UAE investment. What is that? The Emirates? Is that sovereign wealth or what?
So that's the Emirates. Yeah, that's the Saudis. The Saudis, right? The Saudis are going to buy up FFIE. I'll tell you right now. Why would they? Aren't they super invested in Lucid? Wouldn't they just stick? Wouldn't they grab more of Lucid? Maybe just buy the company overall? I don't know, man. That just seems to me like a reach, but that's just me, right? Because I know FFIE. Believe it or not, I've actually interviewed this company live. So I know what the car is. It's a very futuristic car. Don't get me wrong. You guys send it to me. I'll drive it every day. In the back seat too, with this huge TV that it has in your, like, it has like I think it's like a 42-inch TV, Tim, in the back.
Wow.
It's very futuristic. Let's just say that. It has like straight up like lounge chairs in the back. Like you could just be like, put this on Robo Taxi and never drive again in your life kind of thing. I would trade in a fair day if I had one. That's how big it is, Tim, and how fun it would be. Kind of check it out. MLGO opens up at 17s, guys. Man, 100 shares there, or maybe 20 shares there, could have been a big move. 16% down now. Now, a lot of times after this down halt, though, you could get an up halt, and then it really breaks down. So this is where it starts getting mixed noise. This is where it really gets hard after that first down halt. All right, guys. Not going to probably take a trade on that. That's just asking for it to have a really bad day, guys. I'm probably done for the day, at least on my trading action. It's 10:32, but that doesn't mean that I can't take what? Some swing trades, baby. Some swings. We'll switch over to the swing account. Norwegian's still doing really well for me, so I just don't want to cut it here because overall this could make them move to 20 and things like that. And that was my look for a close back above this would really make this really look like a good chart. That's 1856 given to you this morning on the playbook. Let's see if it just keeps going.
Yep. Sorry, I got a little caught up there. I bit off a little more than I needed to on a target entry, looking for a breakout of that bear flag, looking for it to start reclaiming. But no such luck so far. So I'm realizing with the debate, they've got a debate this week, right? Presidential debate. So did that happen? Is that already happened? Speaking of what is or is not having buzz in the public, like, you know, nobody mentioned that, just the bar or whatever. It did not come up. So I don't know how many people are following that or caring, but I just had the thought to look at DJT and Rumble and things like that. But
yeah, I mean, that's DJT right there. That's your DJT play. Trump media.
They're up a little bit today, but it doesn't look like they're sustaining that push. Rumble looking a little better today. I like Rumble long term.
Yeah, Rumble. Yeah, and I know a friend that streams on Rumble too, and shout out to Michael Kors, Matt Kors.
Oh yeah, Matt Kors. I've seen his.
Yeah, Matt Kors. He's a pretty cool guy. I could bring him on for you guys. You guys want to check out Matt? I can bring him on. Do it. Yeah, I've got my channel on there, Crunchy Crayons. You can check that out sometime. Hey, the Crunchy Crayons. I like it, man.
My wife's dog is now on there, Emma the Bulldog. So she's got Rumble, she's got Telegram. I think my wife said she's working on Instagram for her next, and so
I'd like to hear it.
There's already Rosie the Shih Tzu, so my wife decided that Emma is going to be a dog fluencer now.
All right, guys. So this RGS is coming back here for a little bit of a 16 hold here. Doesn't look too bad. We'll see if it makes another run. But RGS, the down move is like the 1460. So the risk to return is here on this. I am not taking this kind of day trades anymore, but could maybe try to open a swing on something like this. I'd have to open it very small to give myself room for the run. But look at that. That's an interesting little pattern right there on RGS. Lucid, we'll see if Lucid gets going. Thursday is the debate. So is it Thursday after the bell, or I'm guessing after the bell, right?
I think it has to be. Aren't they usually like 8-9 p.m.? Well,
8 p.m. Yeah.
Given the ages of
can they stay up?
Candidates, it might be 4:30 p.m. right after pudding in the Golden Corral buffet.
Can they stay up that late, man? Look at Mara. This is why you get out, man, when the getting's good, man. Because if not, look at this. I would have been like shaking my head right now with a max loss day on the account. That's not what I do, guys. When have you guys seen the max loss here on the evals? Not gonna happen, guys. I try to avoid that. I always say it, guys. We can't let one trade make or break us. One trade shouldn't be it, guys. And that's the way that the evals are even set up, right, Tim? I mean, it's meant for you to show consistency. That's what we're looking for as traders anyways.
And it kind of blows my mind. You know, I understand like you could have a strategy where if you cut your losses real early, real quick, right? But we get in the chat, we have discussions on this a lot of complaints about, you know, why do I have to get, you know, three trades and change? Like, why can't I pass it in one? Why is that a rule? Right. Mm-hmm. But to me, like every time I've, you know, tried, you know, every time I start even thinking about that, about focusing my energy, right, on scenarios or like trying to hit it in one, you know, and usually those people who are really focused on that, they end up, you know, blowing up a few times and we don't hear from them too much after that. So, you know, maybe they have a one-hit wonder style. I don't know, but you know, to me, it's just. I
tell traders this all the time. I get the question, Tim. It's a brand new guy, right? I'm talking some random on the street guy. And he's like, oh, I want to get into stock trading. I'm like, okay. Well, I hear this all the time, right? Like, it's great to say it, right? And then I'm like, well, what are you looking to do, right? What's your intentions? What are your goals, right? Is this to make this a career? Is this to make this like, a one-time trade and you just want to make big money? Because if you want to do that, then you got to just take like a big shot. But the truth is that's just gambling, right? And that's what I tell traders all the time, because they just mention something like that. And I'm like, well, you got to understand, what are your goals in this game, right? If it's just a one-time trade in and out, I'm never going to come back to the market. Well, then I kind of understand. You're just playing the hero. Go play the hero, right? But the truth is, if you're going to take a business-like approach on this, that's when I start telling traders. So then what is it your goal? Is your goal just retirement money? And maybe investment might be for you. But if this is your job and you want to make this a profession, then I feel like, yeah, trading could be for you, right? You got to understand what's in your personality, what's up your realm. 16 right here was like kind of pushing right there. Did do a nice little pop there to almost 18. So that was like about a $2 pop there on RGS. So not a bad little pop, risk to return, right? You got to be tight with these and be in and out, especially when I feel like these stocks are moving 9% on like kind of 1 minute. That's where you got to be a little bit careful, guys, right? Because the stock is going to move so much, especially if we're trying to close it after that 1 minute, right? So that we can get the trade on. Well, just be careful if it's moving 10 or 15%, 30% in that 1 minute. That could really shake you.
Yeah. We have that in that whole discussion, like one of the things, like for me, it's more if I start focusing on, if I get caught up in gains, or if I get caught up in like big winners, or like, even having, I just want to have winner after winner day, right? Get in that mindset, right? To me, it's just focusing on each individual trade, and then the money just like, I joke or whatever, but it's like the money just kind of shows up in the account. If I'm focusing on the trading, the money just sort of flows in. If I start getting focused on the money, it flows back out. So, yeah, Bullseye, I saw some questions there. If you're not on the Discord, come on in there. We have a whole mindset channel. We have a whole strategies channel. So,
yeah, man, check it out, guys. I jump in there from time to time, and I just think it's great to be around traders, right? Like, try to find traders that really trade similar to you, that look at things, and I don't use them to kind of call shots off of their shots, but more along understand, hey, do they see something similar that I see? That can always be helpful, right? It's not that I need them to be, but it's more like the indicator, right? The indicator conviction kind of thing. Just give me conviction.
Yep.
CNSP, big spike there, guys. Look at this, guys. 5 minute big spike. This has gone up there to 350s. I'm looking for pullbacks to like 3. That makes sense for me. VWAP's towards 320s here.
And yeah, here we've got a different comment. Don't look at YouTube. It's how I made a. Oh, don't look at YouTube's on how I made $1 million. That's not how it goes. Yep. With the private jet and the beach trading. Yeah, don't pay attention to that guy trading in the swimming pool on the cruise liner, right? That's not real.
That's not it.
That one might be for real, but
all right, guys, trying to grab the CNSP here at $3 for the swing trade account, and then I'm gonna add there towards like, let's say 270s.
And I think you have to be aware too, like what's your, some people just need to
entry on
focus. If you need to tune everything out and focus, during the trading day, or if you need something in your ear kind of talking, I think the squawks are real useful, just so you don't get surprised. But figure out what your style is. And to what Mitch was saying, use whatever, trade ideas, trade suggestions you have as, something to build your own thesis on. Because if you're trading someone else's thesis, then you're tied to them, then you can get in a mindset of blaming people for your entries for your, it has to be your trade, and if it's not something that you understand or can understand, you're not going to be able to build, even if your thesis ends up mirroring the person that you're, I don't want to say following, but watching. That's different than if you you're like, oh, I concur with their analysis, right? That's different than just like, are we still in? Are we still in, buddy? Come on, like, you know.
Yeah. No, that's what it is, man. And I think that's important, right? There's nothing wrong with having traders and talking about setups. Remember, not everyone's going to execute at your timing. And I think that that's an important thing, right? We all have different timing elements that are going to affect us. Some people like to trade faster. Some people like to trade slower. Some people like to swing. Some people like to scalp, right? So find what works best for you guys, man. Mr. Intentional, what's up out there? Smash the like. Giving you some love out there. That's what I like to see.
And yeah, Paul, looking for a long-term career in trading. My body's failing me as a mechanic for 21. Wow, man, respect. So that's good, you know. And I would say just treat trading the same way. Like, it took you a while probably to build up those skills. So
yeah, you weren't rebuilding engines on day one, right? And I think that that's what you need to think of, like things like that, right? So same way. Let me not let one trade make or break me. Let me try to build up my skills, learn from others, look at others that have success, right? Those are all things that can benefit you. All right, guys, took the shot there on CNSP, got the first entry. It did go back up there to like kind of the 340s, was up like close to $40 there. So not bad on that, right? I'm looking for a move back through the high. The high right now went to 379. I'd look for that 4 move here. Willing to add back down towards 270s, but this is kind of like on the swing trade account, just trying to take a nice little trade here. And I actually went over to this account to do what? Sit on my hands on that other account, guys. That's what you got to do sometimes, man, because the truth is, hey, I'm having a tough day. It's okay. I'm not going to get mad. I'm going to give myself a pat on the back for doing what? Capital preservation. Today, I'm not seeing it. What I saw in the pre-market, not working out. I'm going to call it a day on that account. I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to go back and trying to make up losses and force something to happen. That's easily how you go ahead and get wrecked. I will take a pause.
Get wrecked.
There's a trade tomorrow, right? There's always another trade tomorrow, guys. Especially if this was not like the last day in the eval. Well, what am I doing taking a home run swing, right? So that's why I jumped onto my other account. Can go trade my swing trade account that's been doing well. And then also can just call it a day, right? There's nothing wrong with that.
Nolly in here says, I'm plus 50 years old, I guess, doing bitumen roofing. So asphalt roofs. Man, that's we got a few people in the trades in here. Shout out in the chat. Who all is here? I guess who has if you've got like a white collar career already, put a 1. If you got a trades career, put a 2. Let's see what kind of mix we've got in the chat here.
Yeah, it's definitely good to see it. And like always, man, I've done it all too, guys. I've managed 7-Elevens before, guys. So I used to manage 7-Elevens. Full-time job and still trade, still have that on the side. I would even I would work at like 5 in the morning, go towards like 8, leave the store for 2 hours, and then come back at 10 a.m. after I was done trading for half an hour, and then would just keep working towards the afternoon. Always try to find things that you can continue to work into your trading. That's what I like to do. I like to think about this as a kind of like a side hustle, the main hustle first, right? Side hustle. Let me get through this. I want to first be a survivor. What's a survivor? Just to talk about it. Survivor is what? I just don't lose money, man. I could play this game all day and not lose money. Yep. That's step number 1, man. Step number 2 is getting into the green just a little bit, where, you know, you can barely buy yourself lunch, but at least you're green, man. And there's nothing wrong with that approach, right? Then there's the one that we're all looking to get to, right? That thriving stage where profits now can actually change our life. So the truth is, you have to take it step by step. It doesn't come in one day. That's what I would say.
And it's interesting, the discussion of age. I think that you know, the skills that you build over time. I think it's a matter of over your life. And if you're younger, I think this is the time to do that, is to develop that disciplined approach, build your stamina, build your we've got Christian in our Discord chat, and he's always talking about physical fitness, right? Working out, getting the blood flowing every day, and I think that's key. I think building that discipline to where you can go, if you're working 2 jobs or whatever, where you work at it and you can take a breath, come home, don't burn yourself out on one, right? That's my view. I want multiple income streams, but get that to that mindset where you can switch gears, take a deep breath and say, all right, what am I doing now? And if you build that discipline and those skills of being able to fit in multiple things, that's what I'm working on now in life in general, is just juggling. How do I juggle these different concerns? But if you do that, you can be, and that helps too, because then you're not going to be thrown for a loop if something weird happens in your trading account, and you're not going to maybe freak out as much either if you have a bad week or a bad month, So it is like riding a bike, I think.
It's a lot like riding a bike, man. I'll tell you one thing: you're going to fall down, you're going to get a bruise, you're going to get cuts. Be careful out there, guys. Keep the Neosporin close, guys. You're going to need it.
Yeah, I find though, when I've done this, there's been a few times I wasn't ever doing like construction or anything, but I've been doing like actually no. I was working at a Office Depot. We were building the store at first, so yeah, we were going and doing like construction stuff, putting all the shelves and all the dragging everything into place, and hammering everything on the floor, and be tired after that physically, but like mentally. It was like there's something where you can just you're working out, whatever it is, and in the back of your head you have things ruminating, and then you can sit down, and very interesting state. I don't know.
All right, guys, getting this pullback in CNSP. Probably going to add here at the 270s if it gets a fill here, guys, and then I'm going to swing it. So let's see what happens on that one. CNSP, also taking a look at AFRM for potential swing trade. I've talked about this one plenty of times. Don't mind the pullback towards 32. Can't jump up too fast on this, but I like the daily chart if I can get back there closer towards this 32, right? So between the 50 moving average and the 9, somewhere between there, the 50 is at 32.29. The 9 is down towards 31.76. Somewhere between there, I can try to catch the momentum play on a pullback.
All right. And Bogdan, hi Bogdan, welcome from X.
Yeah, man.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Whoa. I got to give the smash the like for this guy. This is the only guy that's on Twitter X right now that figured out how to throw a comment in here. Look, scroll up. You can't find one from X. So hey, shout out to you, my friend. You know how to use the Twitter live, so appreciate you joining in there and actually dropping a comment. So many of you guys watching in on Twitter right now, even. We got almost 100 of you guys out there. Smash the like, guys, and let us know. It's good to see you, man. You figured it out, man. I got to give you the shout out for that, for sure. Stock news update, man. Man, you're killing me, man. I'm going to have to put you in a timeout, man. I'm going to put you in the corner for a second, man, because the number one thing we will not do here is ruin our value in the chat. You're just spamming FFIE over and over. You guys out there that are listening in right now know that I value the chat probably more than anything. I'm not going to allow the value to go down there. I'll put him in a timeout. He's not banned. He can come back, but he's in a timeout. Sometimes you got to put him in a corner,
Yep. Yeah, we run into that a few times on the Discord. We try to have it as open as possible. Like I hate even doing the timeout, but everybody's there to contribute. That's one of the things that I do like. Everybody there is there to contribute to others as well. It's not just what can I get out of it, but it's like, hey, wherever I am in my journey, here's what I'm going through. Here's what I'm running into, and then it turns out that speaks to someone else. So that's great. 100%. And yeah, and on that note, actually, we've got, let's see, so good strategy to trade the same 3 stocks every day. If you're good at it, it's a good strategy, right? It's a strategy.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, there's nothing wrong with that. I think this is fine, guys. The key with that and with limited strategies is just one thing. There's going to be limited trades. That's what you just have to understand.
Yeah, some days, you don't want to force it. In that case,
exactly.
You're going to be.
Tim knows some days you're going to have to sit on the sideline, right? Can you do that? Are you a trader that can sit on the sideline? for a day. If you can do that, then this is not a bad approach, because you can have very specific criteria to your trading and determine that it's not matching that criteria, and I'm not going to trade.
And then you take the day off. You do something else with your time. You know, you get your time back.
There's nothing wrong. I'm near the beach, right? I could go to the beach, right? Go swim for a little bit, you know, and come back, enjoy life. But the key there is, like I'm mentioning, as you get more selective in your strategy, the more times you're going to have to sometimes pull the plug and not trade. One of the hardest things for day traders is to then not take a trade. I can tell you guys, it is very hard. Even harder would be me being on this stream and not taking a trade all day. I mean, you guys would be yelling at me in the chat. But that's what it's about. And I want you guys to always learn from us. You know, that's one thing that we're always going to keep in the front, right? We have fun. We take big trades. We're looking for those big swings here too. The truth is, we want to do it in a processed approach.
Yeah. And I think if you're, Boogie Woogie Savage there. Valier is saying, yeah, we need to make stock news face the wall to Blair Witch style, right? Yeah, but I think if you pick a strategy too, know why you're picking that strategy. Don't just say like, well, I saw, my guru, my Furu told me, pick 3 stocks and trade those,
Timothy Sykes said it, man.
Yeah, and I only short small caps. But what happens if the market character changes, right? Like what happens if you enter like just a sustained bull market in that case, right? Like we had, I was trying to short a lot of things and I got beat up because I didn't want to admit that the whole market can stay irrational thing, right? So if you know why you're doing a strategy and try your hand at different things, even if only to learn why you don't like those styles or those strategies, because that way you have the I find a lot of times if you try different things, it'll bring value to your thing. I'm like not quite putting words no work good today, but you get what I'm saying, right? Like if you're the more well versed you are, the better you are at knowing why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
And going back to the mechanic thing, I just want to call this out from Paul. Yeah, lost half a stimmy check, many such cases. Started getting serious January 20. Man, you've got the date. You know what date you started getting serious. That was like I'm guessing. I don't know. Tell me, but I'm guessing that was when you sat down. You said, "Is this for me or is this not?" And you said, "I'm going to make this happen." Right? Like, tell me how it is. I'm curious. But yeah. But the mechanic thing too. I love. Maybe we'll discuss this in the chat in our book club. But Zen in the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, right? So talking about being a mechanic, and he talks about you need gumption, and he talks about sitting and thinking about things, and a lot of that mindset applies to trading as well. I think if you're a good mechanic, you'd be a good trader most likely, because you're kind of sitting and listening to the machine, right? Feeling around what's going on, like.
All right, right now I'm starting to see the market start to downside action to come in a little bit here, guys. Not a freak out. If the Qs break the low, that's where I'd get a little bit concerned, right? The technology had a little bit of a pullback day yesterday, so keep your eyes on that. SPY is a little bit weaker than the Qs. That's one thing that I'll say. Yesterday, the SPY was a little stronger. So this could also mean rotation that's coming in, right? So rotation staying in a little bit in the technology names, but what are you seeing get hit today? You're seeing basic materials, real estate, financial services. That was strong, right? I've talked about this for a little while now, how XLF really turned around, started coming back to the upside, but it's having a little bit of a weak day today, pulling back a little bit as rotation goes a little bit away from that. I'd keep an eye on that, right? Qs overall, NVIDIA, right? You guys can keep a watch on that. That's come back on the day, but will that come back and then head right back down? All things that are being mentioned right now. And I see here on Success, a lot of volume in there today. So some traders starting to take a shot on the turnaround of things, but I'm not taking that right now, but it's one thing to mention as we start getting towards the close here. It's 10:57, guys. Going to go ahead and do a recap in just a second here. I'm going to probably add in on CNSP, really take the swing on that. AFRM going to be looking for that 32. Those would be the swing trades on right now. I still got XRT, still looking to see what happens in retail overall. I've been holding this for more than a week on the swing trade. And I think that that's an important thing, guys, is that that's what the swing trade eval can give you, right? Is that ability to just sit in a name, looking for the move, understanding the momentum, and trying to get that next move here. We'll see what happens on XRT, the retail ETF. But it's time to do a little bit of a red recap. Let's talk a little bit about it. Traders, so you guys see it here. Let's go ahead. This is the swing trade side of things. I always keep it as honest and transparent as can be, right? Let's go over to the day trade side of things and see the red. Look at all that red there. Definitely biggest trade on the red side was the Mara. And I don't mind it because it was a step up, right? A swing that I wanted to do, was looking for the downside turn. Had a little bit there, was up about 60 bucks on the name at one point. So that's one thing to keep in mind. I always like to tell myself, where you up the amount that you are willing to risk also, that should tell me something that maybe I should be taking a little bit of profits. But Mara, in this case, definitely stopping me out and not looking good here. You guys can see it. Was shorting in here, looking for the fade off the 19s. It came down to 1870s, was looking great for the breakdown. Reverse right back up there. Was looking for this breakdown through the 19 spot to really kind of add a little bit more. Glad I didn't jump on the first break of this 19 because it would have just cost me a little bit more. But back into this 1890s, it probably would have added another 500 shares for the breakdown, eventually getting out on the breakout above what? Pre-market high, right? That's going to be a level that I'll be watching for the stock to catch and go right back up. Right here when it started breaking pre-market high, I was like, yeah, you got to get out of this, Mitch. So took the loss. It is what it is. If not, I would have ran up there to 1980s, and trust me, it would have been a pain trade up there. It would have been like 500-600 on one loss. That's not what we do here. My key is trying to keep losses between 100 to 200, trying to make 300 to 400 on gains, right? I always tell you guys that because that's the mentality. The question is, can I execute it? And here is a day where I know I'm red, but I'm going to give myself a pat on the back. That Mara trade could have got out of hand. It could have been a $300 loss, right? It could have been a $500 loss. I kept it to 205, slightly above the 200 spot, but I'm going to give myself a pat because I got out. It's okay, guys. Giving yourself a pat on the back on the red days can actually show you that, hey, you're doing this, in a business-like approach. And that's the important thing. We're here to learn and get better. It's okay that you had a red day. What did I do right today? I cut my losses. Don't worry so much about what you did wrong, because if you're only worrying about what you did wrong, it kind of creates this whole negative vibe in our head, negative connotation, negative feelings, negative psychology. You start doubting yourself. That's not what it is about today. I took trades. I had nice setups. It didn't work out. I got out and executed that I protected my capital. That's my number one every single day. Doesn't matter what happens. We're here to protect capital, and then we're here to make it, right? But first is protecting. So that's how it's going to be for me today. MLGO, also a loss on the short side of things, trying to take this bad boy down. And it was looking decent there, but came right back up there, came roaring, also got out. If I didn't get out, that's easily how I lose this account on a name like that, right? Got to know how to get out, man. And it's okay. Take the loss, know your outs, just keep going. This game's not about one trade. I'm not going to let it make or break me. And that's the important thing. Tim, any recap from you, my friend, you want to give?
Yeah, just it's looking good. ARM showing some strength here. It's actually just coming up to the 78 fib, it looks like, off of this little pivot here. So we'll see how that holds up. And other than that, doing pretty well, pretty balanced day, except, and here's the theme, except where I got a little over enthusiastic and went a little bit too big, trying to long target, trying to catch that bottom. And, retail is kind of chopping around there. We'll see what happens, but that cost me a little bit. But yeah, the week looking DBA working out well. I'm happy about that. So that's still kind of moving up. That's the Ag Futures ETF. So that's interesting. Disney Short also still working out. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Got a great week full of events, and just looking forward to. We've got a bunch of different discussions, lessons, lectures, book club, everything else. So hop in there. Friday afternoon, we have our group trading in there. So if you like watching it, hop in there. You can share your own screen. And to Bogdan's question, yeah, how do you manage trying new things? That's, again, I think something you're going to have to figure out with your lifestyle, your schedule. But I think that can be a big help. The group trading, if you come in, you share your screen, put your trades up, say, hey, I'm trying this out. And somebody may jump in. They say, oh, yeah, I see this, this, and this. They might say, I don't know. They might say, watch out for this. So that's a really quick way to level up, I think, is kind of sharing it with others.
Yeah, man. And for testing strategies, one of the things that I'll tell you guys is one of my little secrets is, you ready for this one? One share trading. Dun, dun, dun.
No kidding.
One share, Tim. Why? Because the truth is that we want to practice the execution of a strategy, right? But I don't want to go to the paper side of things, right? But I want to actually trade it. So what I'll do is I'll trade one share and I only focus on the percentages. Only like, okay, I'm risking 5%. I'm trying to make 10%. And then I'll look and review that strategy to see what happened. Was I able to execute it with one share? Then if I'm able to execute it with one share, you can easily just size up and just start making that step up approach versus saying, okay, I'm going to go try this scalping strategy with 10,000 shares today, see what happens. You know what I mean? That's what I would do, guys. And that's one of my little secrets. That one share trading really helped me to work a whole bunch of strategies out in the real market and then find what worked for me, right? So that's what I would give you guys. And what did it do? It protected my capital the whole time, right? Even if a trade went horribly, even if I just didn't know how to trade at all, didn't know how to get out, I mean, that one share is not going to kill me, right? So
I just shorted 3. I like 3 because I can do partial things. So I just shorted 3 shares of Chipotle. We'll see how that works.
That makes complete sense, Tim. It makes complete
Chipotle
sense.
and AMLGO, you pretty much have to do just 1 or 2 shares, right? Those are
yeah, those are really hard to trade, man. But hey, that's what I'd give you, man. And I'm always here to give you guys answers and questions and give you guys advice on how I would approach it. Like always, you guys got to make your own decisions. Tim does the same thing, guys. He tells you guys how he sees it. You guys make your own calls there, just like we do every single day, right? At the end of the day, you press the button. You're the responsible one. So like always, try to find what fits best for you. Are you a fast trader, slow trader, swing trader, day trader, maybe an investor? We'll see you guys back tomorrow. Tim, thanks for joining me like always. You guys joining on X right now, come join in the mornings, especially on the YouTube side of things, or and if you're smart enough, right? I gotta give it to him who went in the chat today, my man Bogan. Hey, good to see you, man. You're more than welcome to come on the YouTube side of things or stay on the X. Just comment there. Let me know what you guys are looking at. We're here to build with you guys. We start up at 8:30 every single day. We're going to keep going and building here. Had Trader Prad this morning, so shout out to Trader Prad. Of course, like I've mentioned, he does streams at nighttime, 8 p.m. You guys can definitely check him out. That's what it's all about. We're always going to give you guys different ways to learn from different traders. So hit that like. Hit the comment down below if you know a trader out there, especially maybe one that you're following that you want to see on this show. We'll make it happen, team. Thanks, Tim, for always coming on here. Throw up the Discord link, man.
Always a blast.
Throw up the Discord link. You guys on Twitter, you guys probably don't even see this, but go onto YouTube, grab the Discord link. We need to throw it up on the Twitter stream. That's another thing. If you could do for me after the show, Tim. Everybody that's watching on X right now, we're going to attach it to the stream there so that you guys can go ahead and join Party, one of our best communities, right? Run by this man right here, Tim. Guys, check him out, man. He has a lot of people that help him. He does great education. That's what we're about here at Trade the Pool. We're trying to help you guys get to success. I hope that you guys will join us, right? So hit that like. That's going to do it for us today. Let's keep it going. It's always right here. Trade the Pool time. It's good to see you. I'll throw up that link here for you guys, and we'll wrap it up, guys. We'll be back in the morning. Smash the like. Always good to see you guys. Keep it going, and be safe out there, traders.